Have one now. Hey, True Believers, Eglinton here. Open mic night, but it is also Superman Day, I found. So we're going to be doing a Superman tier or two. And we've got something I want to talk about personally is the 5 ways you can tell that modern comic writers do not know who Superman is. And before we get into those things, the main meat and potatoes, a trailer came out today. And I think we should address it. It was called Thor, and that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm just kidding. So obviously you watched the trailer, right? It's a minute and a half. So in the time that we're introducing it, we're talking about it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You can watch it in 30 seconds to look it up, minute and a half to watch it. You could join the conversation. You saw this, LK.
Mm-hmm.
Your first take. Let's you're more cynical than I am in your old age.
You're our resident Rob.
It was fine. I'll agree with some folks that I would say that the trailer didn't accomplish its goal in terms of it doesn't make me more interested to see the movie.
No, me neither. I'm still kind of flatline. Like, I'm going to see it. Let's make no bones about this. I will see it no matter what. If it looks like it's going to be horrible, that might actually make me want to see it more. But right now I'm kind of flatline. Don't really care one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, again, just the standout pieces, for me, again, on a negative side was, I laughed out loud when we got the 1 second Tessa Thompson shot of her looking extremely bored.
Yeah, somebody said something. I'm like, what's the freaking context? Come on, we could have gotten this.
Even context though, she looked terrible.
She does. I'm not a big fan of Tessa Thompson anyway.
Yeah,
but
and that's the whole thing. I mean, if you've read stuff about her, seen some of the stuff she said, I mean, it fits. It's like she's playing herself there.
Yeah, she seems to always. I don't know. Some actors just come across like, I'm an actor, therefore I am better than you. And it just, I don't know. She just seems to have that air about her all the time.
She's kind of like the same. Well, if you watch those who watch Creed, it's the same personality there too.
But you know what? I thought she was okay in Creed.
She was, because she seemed happy. She was acting.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe she that was the one that she acted in. But yeah, but it was a 1 second. I don't know the context, so I'm not really going to talk about performances and all that kind of stuff. I
can tell you the context. I mean, we see it in there in terms of that Asgard was destroyed, for lack of a better term, and so they have that establishing shot in the trailer of New Asgard, and basically my understanding is, well, because it's been announced, she's not just Valkyrie, she's King Valkyrie. So
Queen, but yes,
well, they're calling her King.
I know, but I ain't doing it. I am not doing it. Sorry, I told you I'm not falling for their language things anymore.
So pretty much it's that she's in charge of, or the head of, whatever the ruling authority is in New Asgard, and she's looking bored because a bunch of people are sniping at each other. There's your context.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 parts, again, there's one where I'm sure there's a vocal, insane lunatic portion of the internet right now running around so happy to see the gay romance between Star-Lord and Thor from the one scene in there, that I'm sure that they're interpreting it in all the proper ways.
I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke. They're actually going with that.
No, I mean, I don't think they are, but as I say, the lunatic element on the internet that Marvel has cultivated as the fans they want will certainly interpret it that way.
That's been going on since Captain America 1 with Bucky and Steve.
Yeah,
nothing new.
Plus, too, I thought it just went on way too long, and that's just, again, part and parcel of Marvel humor to begin with. So
I don't know. My interpretation of the joke is like Thor is having problems and we want to talk to.
Yeah,
and he was Star was telling, well, you got to stare your lover in the eyes and tell them how you feel so they know how I feel. So he's practicing on Quill, and Quill's like, oh, whoa, too much.
Well, no, I thought it was more of Quill was saying something like that, and he was looking at Mantis or whatever, and then Thor, pops into.
Yeah.
We don't know until the next Guardians of the Galaxy what happened, because I don't know when this takes place, before or after that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then of course, I mean the final scene, which made me bust out laughing. So,
yeah, let's get to that because there's not much of the. Hold on, just one. Actually, I want to mention that I did like when he's running and you show him young and then teenager. As he's a teenager, it was the Marvel Thor outfit. I did like that. I thought that was kind of a cool image because it's got the big wings and it's got the metal. So yeah, that I like that. Yeah. I like the fact that Thor. I mean, obviously, we're getting the unworthy story here, and it's so much better in the movie than it is the comic. Because wasn't he unworthy in the comic because something Nick Fury said?
Yep.
Here, he is unworthy because Asgard got destroyed and 2/3 of all Asgardians were killed under his watch as king. So that's something to go through some stress and all over it. So I see that. I actually like the reasoning, and I'm okay with going along with this story that Thor has to find himself again. I truly do. So I'm okay with the storyline. Now you mentioned Lady Thor, Jane, and Natalie Portman, of course. You and I have similar, but I think like we're right here. You're on the negative, and I'm on the positive side, but we're like right there with it because I didn't think it looked great, but I was looking more at her than I was the outfit and all that kind of stuff. And I like when she had that out, and I noticed the arms, and I'm like, holy shit, she put in the effort. And Natalie Portman is no slack off actress.
Once again, you're making a big assumption here. You're assuming that's actually her in the trailer and not a stunt double.
Because I've seen the pictures of her all jacked up for it and looking like she was. There are pictures out there showing that she put in the work for this.
Plus, why would they show a stunt double and not stuff showing her?
They're not gonna do the unworthy thing.
And also, they have her face. Yeah, I'm sorry, but we've seen it. We've seen it.
Mr. DC makes a good point.
Go on ahead, Black Hat.
They're not going to do the unworthy thing because we've seen that in Endgame he's still worthy. He just doesn't know that Mjolnir has been repaired. Because if you see the trailer, you can see it the pieces put together.
Yeah, it's patched up together.
And that's why he's
surprised. I meant the unworthy story is his story. It doesn't, not the Mjolnir. He does not feel unworthy of being himself. He's lost himself with all that's happened. That's what I meant when I mentioned.
Yeah, but he doesn't, because if you saw Endgame, he was questioning it until the old one from the past came to him. Remember in Endgame, he reaches out when talking about his mom, and Mjolnir still comes back, and he smiles and says, "I'm still worthy." So if he goes to that feeling, wouldn't that be just character regression? So I don't think they're going to go that route.
It would not. It would not. Let me explain why it would not before you go, Vinkman. This is why it would not. When he said that he was still worthy, it was a surprise to him. While it's like he had an exterior, somebody else telling him he was worthy, he himself did not believe it.
Well, and in this trailer, if you guys will watch it, you're going to see him actually working out, losing his gut. So I'm glad that's going away. So he's got it, because if he felt down, depressed, unworthy, he wouldn't even bother working out in this movie. So it kind of ties in, because I remember him saying Thor had both hammers in the hand at the time, and he was having fun.
No, we can't allow that.
Yeah.
But Mr. DC makes a great point.
I just want to go quick with Undead, what's your hate on Guns N' Roses being in movie trailers?
Oh, that sucked. I'm with Mr. Who was saying this?
Undead
Undead
Quinn.
Quinn.
Undead Quinn. Yeah, I didn't like the use. I didn't like the use.
Everybody used it, so why? So I mean, it's still a good song though. It's not like it's like Welcome to the Jungle again.
Yeah, well,
That I agree with.
Again, it's a Marvel trailer. It follows all the standard Marvel tropes, for lack of a better term, in terms of the trailer being built.
Well, would you rather have a song for a trailer for Thor? Man of War? I mean,
not Guns of Roses. It just didn't fit that, and especially
Guns of
that
Roses?
song. That song was "Sweet Child of Mine." That's playing over. I'm not feeling good. Let me go exercise. I'm feeling good. That it just is not a good match. It isn't a good match at all. Gailey, hello, Gail.
But
I'm gonna have to throw a pin at her.
yeah, I mean, this is what, the third movie now that Thor is, finding himself. I mean,
No,
the
well,
journey,
in a way, I guess the first one would be he's not being arrogant anymore.
yeah, I mean, the journey's got to end at some point here.
The
Well, he
second wasn't like that.
he says in the trailer, he says, "This is now time for peace. I'm no longer a superhero anymore. I'm now at peace." In this, so almost he he's not giving up. He's just that he's nothing to fight for anymore because his Avengers are gone.
Yeah,
What
well, he
is-
goes and F's off with the Guardians.
That's the thing, though. So this takes place during the Guardians 3, or Guardians 3 is supposed to be after this. That's what I'm so confused about because we saw him and he left with the Guardians into space.
Mm-hmm.
Guardians
So I
3
wonder-
is after this.
Okay. So he's just gonna hang out with the Guardians in this movie, and then after that, he's gonna leave with them.
I think he goes away and the Guardians and he go separate ways at the end of the movie. Or somewhere in the middle of the movie.
You're hoping real Twiddles talk.
Well, Twiddles is about to talk.
He makes a good point, though.
He heard me trying to wake Gail up, and he's decided to get loud.
Man, if you throw that pen here, it's gonna be like Michelle Jones throwing that bread at you, and then see if you've seen the bloopers where he throws the bread right back at her.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Yeah,
That's gonna be you. You're gonna have a pen in the eye.
basically. Yeah, I did see it. I bought the DVD. It's that's just such a fun film.
I watched it yesterday. Yeah. I watched all the outtakes and everything.
Oh goodness, I'm here trying to do my job. Just that's all I want to do. Just want to do my job. Why are you guys not
until
letting
you
me
quiet
do
the
my
bird,
job?
you can just mute yourself, quiet the bird, and we'll just continue the conversation.
Yeah, that'll be an easy way to go about it. I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah.
So I just said the trailer. The trailer looked okay.
Yeah, I and again, I think one fallacy that probably falling into as well is thinking that there's a logical progression in the trailer. And I think actually, more I even kind of think about it, I think it's just a bunch of scenes that are strung together, and who knows at what point in the film these scenes pop up. It's
like I just said, like I expect it to be like Captain Marvel. I'm not expecting it to be a great movie because as an MCU over looking at it all from everything that's going on right now, what's left, all the guys are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Except for they introduced Shang-Chi. So Shang-Chi and a bunch of women. That's what it is. I mean, who knows what's going to be the Guardians? If this is the last Guardians movie, then that's it, or are they just going to keep going with the, and I hate that term, and the MCU, but if it's just going to be all women, then, it's just going to be, what's the point of me even wanting to invest in this,
Yeah.
Sure, I don't mind female characters, but if you're pushing male characters out just to prop up all these female characters, and like, well, okay, that's cool. Because I was watching Spider-Man, the last one, and I was kept thinking about it. It's like, wow, there really are no guys left except for Peter Parker and like Star-Lord. And if Thor leaves,
Star-Lord, we're gonna be left with Peter Parker.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I forgot about Ant-Man 3. Yeah, but like I said, it's. I'm just curious, what's gonna go on with Ant-Man. I mean. And that's because, like I said, there's not really much left, and and that's kind of how I am with a lot of superhero movies these days, because either they suck horribly, or they're just mediocre enough that they're like, okay, that was all right. Okay, but I feel like but the fact that they're getting longer and longer, I'm losing interest. The Batman was the only one that so far out of all the movies that come out that I've actually liked the most, because it kept the same theme going on. It actually kept my interest all the way through. Otherwise, most of these movies, I'm like, all right, I'm on my phone in the theater. It's like, how much more time? Like, crap, I still got 2 hours left.
Well, it
drags out.
I'm tentatively looking forward to Ant-Man because I generally like Paul Rudd. I like Evangeline Lilly. The costumes were good. I always love Ant-Man and the Wasp. Just again, my fear about it is that it's gonna push Ant-Man to the side and be all about Wasp, and
yeah, that's true.
Because that's just what they seem to do, instead of having a movie where they're treated as co-equals. And that's what the beauty of that relationship should be, is they each bring something to the table.
Our resident Star-Lord fanboy is here.
That's right. That's right.
You saw the trailer?
I did. I saw it. Actually, I watched it twice. I was out walking my dog this morning when I got an alert for it. So I was watching it on my little cell phone, like that big. And then when I got back to the house, then I was like, okay. So I pulled it up on YouTube on my television. It's not I haven't been excited for Love and Thunder. I'll just say that it's not been on my looking forward to list. There's really only 3 Marvel movies that I'm excited for. This Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and Ant-Man 3. Thor would be on the list, but knowing what they were going to do with, like, there's King Valkyrie and of course Jane Foster Thor, and I was just like, I don't know. If I do go see it in theaters, it's just going to be because the Guardians are in it.
All of you traitorous bastards are on my watch list. I'm sorry. I don't want less superhero movies. I want better superhero movies. Don't give them any freaking idea. I had to sit through 27 dresses. Any of you fucking have to sit through 27 dresses? Any of you watch Meet the Deedles? Any of you watch 1,000 different
I've watched Meet the Deedles.
Yeah, I'm talking here. Any of you watch 100 crime movies a year? I did.
I watched This Is Us. I watched This Is Us. My wife watches it, so I watched that one.
I'm thin enough that I don't need to bother with the 27. The second dress would fit me just fine.
You know what? It's just like, I am sorry, but this whole thing about this superhero movie, are we tired of them? You, okay? Just you, all right? Because no, we're not. Because finally they're making movies for us. And what do we do as a freaking group? Because we're geeks and we got to complain about goddamn everything. I swear to God, this happened. This has been going on since I was a fucking child.
We can expect quality.
I'm talking here. I'm talking here. When I was a kid, my first freaking trip to a comic shop, to an actual comic shop, I go into this place, Enterprise 1701, and there are 3 guys looking up at a Star Trek model going, well, Scotty would be mad at that because the marigold is next to the tripod and the tripod should be over here. And just shut the up and enjoy it for a while. Get the out of here. All this, actually, oh my God. It's just not the same. Oh, shut up.
What?
5 seconds before. Right. I'm telling you, they will bring back Pootie Tang. They will bring that shit back because that's what you guys don't complain about. You know what nobody complains about? Pootie Tang. Well, maybe because nobody saw it. Are you racist? No. Well, we need the Pootie Tang sequel.
When are we getting the 5th next Friday movie? That's what I want to know.
I think they're on 6 already.
There it is, Maranya. I was waiting for it. Thank you, Maranya.
Since you've started watching Red Letter Media, there's a Red Letter Media video that I highly recommend, where they do a parody of a bunch of people doing a pop culture podcast.
Oh yeah,
and it's all about basically just consume.
Oh,
really? Don't have any critical.
Oh, no. Hold on. If you watch a movie and it is legitimately bad, by all means, but that's not what we do, is it? We're talking about a trailer and how horrible this movie we haven't seen is.
That's
Going on right now. I kid you not. Gary and the Black Pills, and I swear to gosh, that would make a great 1950s band.
That's an awesome band.
they actually freaking defended. They were like, well, wait for the movie. And then they mocked people who said, wait for the movie.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Watch
I mock those people. I mock those people too, because the trailer is supposed to make you excited for the movie, and this trailer doesn't.
Well, in all honesty, the place that you're coming from and the place that I'm coming from are very different. And the fact that I used to work at a movie theater as a projectionist. So my job was to watch these movie trailers. I would have to make a movie trailer reel, and then I'd watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And watching all of these over time, I've learned you can't tell a movie from crap. I've seen bad trailers for good movies. I've seen good trailers for bad movies. I've seen complete trash trailers for great movies. Of course, famously, it would be the movie Drive is the most recent of the most egregious. It was a horrible trailer.
Movie?
Yeah, a horrible trailer for a great movie that sold it to the wrong people. It is really actually more difficult than a lot of people know to put together an actual trailer. So, it's but I actually don't put a lot of stock into trailers.
Yeah.
I just more for the visuals than
I just want to point though, because of this, I actually want to see it. Look at her arms, man.
Look at that.
Dude,
yeah, she's jacked.
My brother texted me. I sent him the link. I was like, hey, check this out. The first thing he texted me back is like, I'm now motivated to go lift weights today.
And to back up what he said before, there's a cracks in Milner. It's been patchwork together.
Yeah. I did a tweet about that. Did you see my tweet about that earlier today?
No, we don't pay attention to you, Zach.
Oh,
no, but turn into EFAP.
So
yeah.
Give me 5 more minutes. She's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, beautiful. She is, dude. Natalie Portman is.
No, but like I want to point out
something real quick though.
Closer.
So and Zach kind of reminded me of this. We started talking about things we've heard. So what's interesting is, and again, I wonder too about how much of a bait and switch this trailer really is, because think about all the stuff we've been hearing about this movie for the past year plus, all focused on Natalie Portman being Thor and the big role that Tessa Thompson is going to have as King Valkyrie, and how it ties into people want to call it the MCU, fine, whatever. But then we get this trailer and it's all focused on Thor. You get one shot of Tessa Thompson and you get one shot of Natalie Portman. So is this trailer trying to fool the normies to say, hey, this is a new Thor movie? Remember Thor? You liked
and it's
Thor.
going to be Natalie Portman. And if it's then I will join the choir.
2 hours of Valkyrie and Lady Thor.
But if it's that, I will join the choir. But I will judge a movie based on what I've seen, not what I've heard of. So Smokey Collect saying, I have never gone into or watched any movie or TV of my beloved Marvel or even DC characters with any expectations. I take it for what it is. I find what I could enjoy. I'm very much the same way. Exactly. And once again, for me, I think that came from when I was a projectionist. I just don't put a lot of stock into what I've heard and what I've seen, because occasionally you get great movies that you've heard bad things about.
Yeah,
for me,
I've even seen movie trailers like they'll have really awesome or really cringy, depending on your opinion. They'll have scenes in trailers that ultimately don't even make it to the movie. So it's like I don't even bother getting upset at trailers anymore, because you don't know if it'll be in the movie.
We're gonna wrap this up and we're gonna move on just a little bit.
I'm just saying that the trailer made you feel something. Again, the goal of the trailer is to sell the movie, even if it's selling a lie. The goal is to sell the movie, and for me at least, this trailer doesn't do that. I got it.
Well, before we got here, I said the same thing. I'm still kind of flatline. I wasn't excited before. I'm not excited now, but I will see it, and hopefully it is good.
I'm most excited about the Guardians. That's the only thing that got me excited about.
RDV, say something awesome, because you're going to close this subject right now.
Well, just like Engelstein, I've been a person that I don't really look forward to trailers, because I've never really watched the trailers personally, because I just watch the movie. And sometimes I go off of word of mouth. Somebody says, oh, this is great. But then I look up, see what if the critics hate a movie, sometimes they're right, but most times they're wrong. And a lot of times I just like will watch a movie just for my own thing, and if it ends up it sucks, you know what? It sucked. You know, I learned. You know, but trailers. I've never gotten excited over any real trailers that came out. I was like, oh, this looks great and stuff. Like, even like I was too young for when Terminator came out to see the trailers and stuff like that. But I watched Terminator because I heard from so many people that it was a bad or not a good movie. I never heard anybody say, oh, it was so unbelievable. Linda Hamilton would have died. So would what's his name? Michael Biehn. He would have been dead in the first punch, man. I never heard that crap. You know why? Because there was no internet and no idiots just circle jerking and hating on a movie.
You just didn't go to a comic book store. But
I've been to comic book stores since I was little.
It was a good story. It was engrossing. It never took you out of the film where you started to pick at the threads. I've
learned to ignore what people say about stuff and just go watch it for myself. Because a lot of times you psych yourself out. But you say, "Oh, this movie sucks," and you hear a bunch of people, "Oh, it's horrible." Well, then because there are times where I watch people said that I watch is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I get to use one. I never get to use one at all. So that's my one F-bomb for this year.
Try record it. Somebody snap that. Take that out. Yeah.
But like I said, I go as who was that? Who was the guy you just hold the quote up from?
Smokey?
Smokey, yeah. Smokey. I go into things trying to find things I like. You know, I don't go with high expectations for anything. Because most often, a lot of us, like comic book fans, we're expecting perfect. But when we don't get it, we bitch. So I go in expecting to be average movie, and I'm hoping that I can at least enjoy some of it. You know, whether I enjoy all of it, at least I want to be like, you know, I'm somewhat entertained.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm happy when we're enjoyed, when I love it. But when I hate it, yes, we hate it, but I'm not going to go like, I'm going to go online. This is the worst movie ever, blah, blah. I never watch it. You know why? Because I paid, I lost the $7. Screw you! You're gonna lose the $7 too.
Well, if you want shows where they meet your expectations, go watch Japan.
Well, no, Pixel and I. Whenever we go to watch,
that's what everybody says.
Now. Spy Family,
go to Japan.
Spy
Family is awesome.
Pixel and I would go into watch.
It's everything I was hoping for the anime would be.
I'll just say this. Pixel and I would go into watching Batwoman for reviewing. Yes, it's proven to be really bad, but there was still stuff in episodes I could find that I liked. It wasn't completely horrible. People were right off, "Oh, I watched 10 seconds of it. I'm never watching it ever again." And they'd say, "Oh, it still sucks. It still sucks." You're not even watching it.
So I was meaning to take.
I challenge you to
by
do
the
that
way,
with the
guys,
Doctor Who episode.
We just spent 30 minutes talking about a minute and a half trailer. I think I really only meant that to be about 15 minutes of the day. It is Superman Day. I found that out on Twitter. Superman was trending today. I'm like, wait, why is Superman trending? Did everybody find out that Superman Son of Kal-El sucked? But no, it was. So
this is Creation Day.
Let's have some fun with the Man of Steel.
I did not see anything about Superman today.
Is this anniversary still when he's created?
I don't know. It's like Batman. There's a Batman Day, but it's not on the right day. Is it Batman's birthday in the comic books was like established on like March 12th or something
February
like that?
17th.
February 17th. See, I knew it was at the beginning of the year at least.
Yeah.
And there was a 1 in it. And for some reason it's towards the middle or end of the year, but today is supposed to be Superman Day, and I was like, okay.
It is September 16th or 17th, Batman Day.
So I thought let's have some fun with it. We could do a couple of tiers. I was going to talk for about 15 minutes on the 5 reasons, and I wrote 6, that modern comic book writers get Superman wrong. And I'll go through this list. By all means, if you agree, if you disagree. Today, though, I saw somebody put out a tweet about truth. It was DC Comics, as a matter of fact. Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. And so I put up the GIF of Sam the Eagle. It's the American way.
Oh, no.
I like that.
Yeah, there was some jackass that says Superman's not an American. Are you a dumbass? Seriously.
Sounds like a dumbass.
Is it me that
He needs to go read some John Byrne, Man of Steel.
He was
Which is
adopted
what
by the
RD
Kents. He's American.
Yes.
In the story.
It's what
Geeky Puppet Show. Check out the Superman
Yeah.
retrospective. Breen and I and
Superman
Zegden.
landed his freaking birthing matrix in Kansas. He was literally born in America, kids. That whole, even that bit about he's an illegal idiot. No,
Nope.
he was born here, you ignorant motherfucker. There's no illegal alien to it. He's technically not even an alien. He's got alien DNA, but the way we think about that, let me actually you back. Because my wife is snoring loud. Are y'all hearing that?
I can't hear anything at all.
I'm not hearing
No?
anything.
Okay,
Just
good.
louder
It
and
must be
louder.
because I've got my mic and the gain is so high. She might not even be snoring that loud. It might be like, but because the mic's got the gain, I turn it up so I could sit this far away from the mic and such. So, anywho, yeah, he is an American. This is something that even the Snyder cut right here, even the Snyder film, he at the end says, "I was born in Kansas."
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Kansas. And this is something also I've seen that modern comic book writers have started to say. They want to steer to the alien part. There's a line in Kingdom Come where it says you focus on the super and not the man. And that seems to be what comic books have been doing for a while anyway. Me and Eric have mentioned many times how they've been getting rid of the supporting cast, or worse, turning the supporting cast into fellow superheroes and losing the humanity of these heroes. And that's number one.
Well, I'd go one further actually. I would counter that and say no, they've been focusing on the man part and actually writing it to make them feel bad about the super part.
Okay. Now here's also, this kind of goes into it. My number two, since I wrote down 6, I might just combine these. Number 2 was he doesn't act like an alien. This whole mopey, I'm the last of my kind, which they even tried in the 1970s. This isn't something new. Because his kind is humanity. One thing that I appreciated of Man of Steel, the movie, was the fact that he understood in the end, the Kryptonians weren't his people.
Mm-hmm.
They were like him. Of course, they had the same physiology and such, but when it came right down to it, Krypton had its chance. Let's make sure that the Earthlings win. England, let's see. Superman is an anchor baby. Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
it's gonna
absolutely.
No.
I always thought Martian Manhunter was the one who fit more into that. I'm the last of my kind.
Yeah, I'm the last of my kind.
Wasn't he like under 1 year old? He was like when he landed in the pod on the crash land.
Yeah, he was an infant when he was sitting.
We're not going by Christopher Reeve.
That's why I don't buy into. And there have been comics that even went, I remember my mother's hair. I remember. No, you don't. No, you don't. Nope.
Well, through the Eradicator process, he was able to confront him. That was also John Byrne. John Byrne fixed everything.
Yeah, I don't like it when they try to make Superman act like an alien. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, that's the thing,
Superman,
and I agree with you. John Byrne in his Man of Steel series, Superman series, when they introduced the Eradicator, he started becoming more and more Kryptonian, less human, and became more of a super dick like he was in the Silver Age.
Yeah, he remembers Martha's hair, right, Slitherclaw? Okay, my number 3, and this is not so much Superman, but this is something I've seen in every movie and in every comic. Zod comes to Earth, right? And immediately is as powerful as Superman, who's been on Earth at this point over 30 years and has been absorbing the energies of the red sun. No freaking way in hell is Zod as powerful as Superman.
No, it'd be like
just doesn't happen. Now, if you have it so Zod uses his intellect, his expertise as a warrior, stuff like that to defeat Superman and beat him down, the fact that they have the numbers with the Kryptonians, fine. But Zod is not as powerful as Superman.
In the Christopher Reeves movie, they had him like I guess they're going off his intelligence, so he's able to adapt.
No,
faster.
he was immediately as powerful as Superman. They
No, it
landed
took-
him like, yeah.
But I can see him like I can see if like Zod led a sneak attack and he's been in the solar system for a while, so he's getting used to the radiation. But
He
wouldn't know all the different tricks and all the stuff that that Clark's been since he's an infant.
No, his birthing matrix landed on Earth. He was born in Kansas. Alrighty, yeah, but and that's something that Zod just didn't have time to absorb the energies of the yellow sun. Did I say red sun the last time?
I think you did say red sun.
Yeah, because Tevi is calling me out on that. I like Superman because I was adopted and rejected at birth, says MK, and have found ever since that you have super hearing and can shoot fire out of your eyes, which I think is an interesting thing about you, MK.
See through walls too.
Yeah, I find it annoying that they make it about immigration so they can fit in. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They are literally trying to put a square peg through a round hole, and they're finding a hammer to do it. It's slow, but it's getting through there, gang. Zod was a killer and a warrior and a grown man, says CT Lemon. Yep. Let's see. Kryptonian solar energy. Also, you got to think that Clark Kent was also absorbing the red energies of the sun during his formative years. By the time Zod got here, he was done. There's no growing with it. There's none of this, it mixing up with his DNA as he's changing and so forth and so on. Number 4.
Yellow.
Did I say red again? God dang it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Call me out every time, by the way. Number 4, and this is very important because it does go with the whole the message is what's his name? That Scottish guy talks about. He's not an activist. He's not. Name an activist's cause right now, an SJW activist cause.
BLM.
No, that's a group.
Oh, okay.
Racism, though. Racism would be the cause,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's for it. He's against racism. He's for stopping racism. Mm-hmm. Name another one. Oh, climate change. Yes, anytime the Earth is in danger by its own weather and such, he's there to stop it. It doesn't matter. He's not an activist. He will save anyone, anywhere, for any freaking reason. 3 years ago, there was a comic book. There was a Superman comic where he saved some Mexicans, and everybody's going, yeah, see, he believes in what we believe. No, he will save anyone. If somebody shoots another person in the head and accidentally is falling off a building immediately afterwards, Superman will make sure that guy doesn't hit the pavement. He will save everyone for any. So saying he's an activist is bullshit.
Yeah.
Saying he cares about people is true. Being an activist doesn't necessarily mean you care about people. You just care about your agenda and going ahead.
I was just saying, like, the when this isn't a comic book example, but I know he's in post-crisis. He's saved no matter what country you're from. He's gone over. He's stopped a rock slide.
Even what planet you're from. He'll go through space and save other aliens.
Yes. There was a town that was about to be buried by volcanic ash on a volcano. He went over and saved the little town and flew back. So that's how people knew where he was. He kept track of him.
Superman cares so much about others that he's willing to give them.
And they show that for those. I know they show that in Superman Lois. He actually went and saved the people in the Korean sub or the Koreans. He saved them, and he got in trouble with the DEA. He's like, "Why are you saving our enemies? At least you could have put them down on American soil."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for the super chat. Opinionated saying we need a rock steady Superman game. I would love that. I would like
Grand Theft Auto.
Thank you for the super chat, opinionated junkie.
Well, we just need an open world game. That's what we need. I mean, and not this where we have League of Hero or City of Heroes, like where you can't create your own hero. You can't play as them. No, I want to play as Superman. I want to play as Batman. Gotham Knights is gonna be like the first time that you actually co-op where you're actually playing as people.
I'm gonna keep this up there just for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep score. I got 2 down already.
Like I said, and he's shown saving everyone through post-crisis. I don't know about after that when Jeff Johns took over and just reversed it where Superman is his real identity and Clark is back to being the Mask. Now not even Clark Kent anymore. He's just Superman.
He does. To answer your question, read Superman and Legion of Superheroes. by Jeff Johns. You'll get your answer for that.
Smokey, in all honesty, I go by the John Byrne origin. It was an incredible story. I think it told it perfectly, and his birthing matrix landed, meaning he was not yet born.
Yeah.
He lands and he is still in his birthing matrix. So he's not born yet. So when it opened and the Kents got him, that was when he was born. Imagine if he was talking about the Lantern Corps, you would do
in the Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, that's okay. They're making fun of me getting the color.
I want an Ultimate Alliance or X-Men Legends, inspired DC, Justice League game.
Like the Justice League game that I like and you don't.
That was a fun game. I played that one.
Thank you. Okay, so number 5, we had this discussion. LK knows this is a triggering thing for me. And that is Quentin Tarantino is full of shit. Okay, he is. Well, you got to think there that what does he say? That Batman puts on a mask to hide the fact that he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
but
everybody
Superman is always Superman. So Clark Kent is the mask. No, you jackass. He grew up as Clark Kent. Superman is the identity. Batman is the real identity for Batman.
Do you know how you
actually? And I would say, because I just read through the John Byrne miniseries, I would say that there's even two. He's got Clark Kent that grew up in Smallville, but then when he goes to Metropolis, he changes his appearance so radically from Smallville
because he needs to act like a bumbling idiot and all that.
Yeah.
In every damn iteration of Superman, you have the scene where Ma Kent goes, well, you got to wear a disguise. Here's an outfit that she makes from the fabrics that she found in the in the Matrix, in the ship. And so no freaking way, shape, or form is Superman the real identity. Clark Kent is the real identity. He is an American farm boy. One of the greatest things about Kingdom Come, as a matter of fact, is that when he hid in his fortress, he made a farm in there. He's a farm boy.
He's Clark Kent, but he also wanted to use his powers to save people. That's why he created the alter identity of Superman, so we could use his powers for good. Because his dad always said, "You're not ready. These people are you're not ready yet." But so even we saw it in when he was before I became Superboy, whatever. Started putting on the costume. He was still doing Smallville. He was still doing stuff like that, saving people here and there.
Yeah.
But
here I found the quote. If you want to get really mad.
The Kill Bill quote.
So, now a staple of superhero mythology is there's the superhero and there's the alter ego. Batman is actually Bruce Wayne. Spider-Man is actually Peter Parker. When that character wakes up in the morning, he's Peter Parker. He has to put on a costume to become Spider-Man. And it is in that characteristic Superman stands alone. You see, Superman didn't become Superman. Superman was born Superman. When Superman wakes up in the morning, he's Superman. His alter ego is Clark Kent. His outfit with the big red S, that's the blanket he was wrapped in as a baby when the Kents found him. Those are his clothes. What Kent wears, the glasses, the business suit, that's the costume. That's the costume Superman wears to blend in with us. Clark Kent is how Superman views us. And what are the characteristics of Clark Kent? He's weak. He's unsure of himself. He's a coward. Clark Kent is a Superman's critique on the whole human race.
Okay, then let me tear this apart from the very beginning then, okay? Because his physiology was changed, Spider-Man is always Spider-Man. Because Batman built through his skills, he wakes up, he is always Batman. Now, Clark Kent was raised the way he was and then decided to become Superman. He is Clark Kent. Superman is the disguise. It's not a comment on humanity. It's a way to hide the fact that he's the most badass being on the face of the planet. All he's got to do is flex a little.
Because he wants a normal life.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go back to my original statement of Quentin Tarantino don't know shit. Okay. And you know what? I was going to make this a top 5, but I wrote down one more that I know all the freaking writers get wrong. All of them. And that is Superman's greatest superpower is the fact that he will always do good. When in doubt, do
unless
good.
Lois dies.
who else is getting tired of the evil Superman trope? Is it just me, or is it
Every
way over
freaking
freaking
Tom
done?
Taylor book now. That's like a thing he does, and every time there's like a bad Superman. It started with Injustice, then Deceased, and now it looks like Dark Knights of
Superman,
Steel.
son of Kal-El?
So yeah, they're all of the Tom
You know,
Taylor.
now you explain why son of Calloway is. He went to college. He got indoctrinated.
Well, I did read this new one. This is where he
Indeed.
comes out to Lois. And I've been saying for a while that he joined a terrorist organization. And at the end of the book, Batman is moving him moving Lois Lane and Superboy because he pissed off Lex Luthor. She pissed off Lex Luthor, and he's like, "We got to take you out of here now. Come on." And on her way, he says, Superboy goes, "But my boyfriend," and he says, "You can't trust him." And I'm like, okay, good. Finally, Batman is saying what all of us are thinking. Now let's
We
go.
are Batman.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the other thing too.
Vinny A. Junkie, thank you for the $2 super chat saying Superman underrated weakness is whoops, wrong one. Magic. Yes, and that is something. He isn't like that's something that they do kind of overplay though sometimes, because it's like, hey, I've got a card trick. No, I'm dying, but
well, in the burn, John Byrne one before he came out to Lois. I mean, not in that sense, but I mean, as far as told her his secrets that he's actually, Clark Kent is Superman. His weakness was a constant theme. He's living dual lives and he's failing at both of them.
Okay.
He's it's just showing that he's a human. He has flaws. Mm-hmm. Where Silver Age, he was a god and no one could touch him.
But I don't think they steer into the fact that Superman will always do good. I think they're too busy trying to. I don't know. They're always trying to break him down.
Well, no, he's off world. They got rid of him.
Yeah, at this point.
Biggest
the
thing
second
is,
time.
and again,
And that's the better story, by the way.
This goes back to the worldview of most of these current writers. For Superman to work, he's always hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
He's always looking for the best, and that. If you go back to the origins, I'll say that's because of his upbringing in the Midwestern values. That people are inherently good and you look for the good in everything. Of course, he's going to have doubts and he's not perfect. He's not infallible. So he's going to make mistakes, and that's fine. But these writers just love to just wallow in self-despair and gloom and doom and have no concept of what hope is or aspiration.
Well, that was the whole thing. Greg Rucka's Lois Lane miniseries that he did for DC, where Lois had Batman running errands for her. I need this file. Can you get these right away, Lois? Same with Superman. Like he's like, honey, you want to get together? I'm busy, Clark. I can't hang out with you right now. I'm trying to battle against Leviathan. It's like, it was just the most disillusion, and it's just like there was no reason for that other than to say that that Lois is better than the strongest person in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's and I'm thinking like they even had, that was so gross. They even had her walk on John in the shower. She almost jumped in the shower. She was taking her clothes off. She almost got naked with her son in the shower.
Oh,
yeah. Eric Larson, you cannot do this. Don't even try copying it. For those who read Savage Dragon, I question your sanity. But no, like I said, I've been reading Post Crisis, and you cannot change my mind. Post Crisis, DC Superman, John Byrne, Gerard Way, Rod Stern, and Dan Jurgens. That's the best version of Superman.
Tomasi is a close second.
Tomasi, because Tomasi, I think, understood that as far as that version. He continued with him when they had John. He kept the whole patriotic way and everything.
It was like a natural progression.
Yeah.
It's like when they had Peter Parker grow up and get married and everything.
Yeah, life stories. Zdarsky, yes. It's like he said, you know what, Jeff Johns, I like the fact that you're going to do this, but I'm going to ignore it, just like you ignored John Byrne's run and made Superman the main guy. He's going to make Clark the main person in his story. that's why Super Sons and all that has been great, because he understands Superman. He understands that Clark Kent is not the mask. Batman is the mask, where Clark Kent is not the mask. He's actually the actual who Superman
Clark Kent
is
is the person.
Yeah. Clark Kent's the
Superman is the
person.
mask.
Bruce Wayne
Yeah.
is the mask. They're the complete. He's the opposite.
Right, it's the
'Cause
opposite.
Batman's dark,
Yeah.
and Superman's light.
Yeah,
They're-
exactly.
That was one of the reasons why Batman v Superman didn't work as well as it should have. They really should have had it be more of an ethics battle rather than what they did.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it might be fun to do a tier list. I don't know if you guys do these things or if you've seen them or if anything, but
Most
there
of
were
us
a
laugh
couple-
at him.
They're fun.
yeah, I got one tier list and then a brackets. We're gonna end with the brackets here. But I thought it might be fun because most of us have seen the movies, and that's kind of important here. Let's see, not the suits, because there's too many that a lot of people wouldn't know. Let's go with the
There's red underwear on the outside, and there's no red underwear on the outside. Those are the only two that I know of.
yeah, really.
Well, no, I guess there was the time where he split it. There was like red Superman and blue Superman, and then there's the black suit. So I guess that's 5.
Wait, this was well, this one, what they're talking about, I opened it up and I was like, well, I don't know, maybe that's a little bit too much. But if you guys think, because this is instead of those, this is all the different Superman, the movie super suits.
Oh, the movie suits. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was looking for Superman movies, and that's what I came up with.
They
when I
got the
did that.
Nicolas Cage one up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had quite a bit of them. But you know what? I don't know. We've been going at this for 50 minutes now from Alabama. Don't forget the electric Superman from the 90s. Let me see where
I like
am
Bollywood
here?
Superman. That was cool.
Bollywood Superman. I didn't even know they had a. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, wait, no.
Now you remember what I'm talking about? Where he's
Yeah.
dancing with Spider Woman, or it was.
Okay, hold on just a sec.
Matt, if you Rise wants to jump on, Mike.
Yeah, send him a link. Give him the link. I'm fine with that.
Cool.
Let me see if I can't find what. Okay, it was a versions of Superman list, but I don't know all of them. There's quite a few actually, but I wanted to do a bracket as well. But this was what I was looking at. I said, "Oh, versions of Superman," and then it came up with this. All of these, I was like, "Holy shit!" And I don't even know what this is. It's like Golden Superman.
Gold
Oh.
Superman? Is that
Oh,
like
is
a
that
Legion of
the-
Superheroes thing?
No, is that All Star where he turns into pure energy? Or is that from Rebirth?
See, but that's where I was like, yeah, maybe let's skip this one because I think this is Ultraman. And I was like, yeah, nope, I can't recognize them from the tiny thing.
Well, that's the thing. They're so freaking small.
Oh no, that's Gold Superman.
Superman
A
1
mem-
million.
A member of the Metal League who resembles Superman and Gold from Metal Men. He's from Earth Zero.
Well, I see a couple out there. You got Dean Cain, you got Christopher Reeve, George Reeves.
Okay, so I don't
John
want to.
Byrne.
Let's see. Hold on, just a sec. I'll find.
Red
one
Sun.
here.
I see the Red Sun one.
The Red Sun.
Yeah, Red Sun Superman. He's right next to the Tom Welling, and he's right between Tom Welling and Christopher Reeve. He's got the hammer and sickle on his chest.
Yeah. He's right in the middle, on the left,
Well, yeah, I see him.
in the second row.
Yeah, he's
okay.
he's right beneath like Val's.
Second row, 5th from the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're looking at. Yeah,
He's
there's a couple of
above
them.
Tyler Hoechlin.
But you know what I think might actually be more fun is this right here. Hold on. We're going to do the bracket. Okay. And we're going to actually have some discussion here
Ooh, fun.
on
Alright.
these. Okay. And it's the Superman villain bracket.
Ooh.
And first up is
Superdome.
Zod versus Metallo.
Metallo. I'm tired of Zod.
Okay. No,
Metallo.
hold on. You got it. I want to hear some reasons, gang.
Debate.
I want- Let's argue for a little bit. Obviously, Zod does have the powers of Superman. Metallo can counteract that. He's a cool robot, kryptonite heart. What's your reasoning for Metallo over Zod there, Zach?
I'm tired of Zod, but I guess if I'm thinking, okay, Superman's got to fight one or the other, I just think it's more interesting watching Superman adapt to people that aren't other Kryptonians. Like, that was my biggest issue with Man of Steel, and even with Superman too, even though it's a great movie. It's like, I don't want to see him fight other Kryptonians. I want to see him fight.
Okay, that's a great answer to it, because I don't want to just make this about power, because Zod can kick the shit out of Lex Luthor.
Well, I was gonna say I would choose Zod because Zod's more ruthless. He doesn't hold back. He kills anything that gets in his way.
But Metallo actually, like, he weakens Superman. Zod, he might be as powerful, even though he probably shouldn't be. Metallo actually, like, saps his strength with kryptonite. There's like an actual real risk there. Plus, I always like the evil robot type of villain too.
But people forget that Zod's
got a lot to prove too. You know, he's been a schmuck his whole life, so he's got something to prove.
Okay. So, Black Cat, who would you vote for on this one?
I would go for Metallo.
Alrighty. Any particular reason here? We've got Metallo is essentially a Terminator with kryptonite, says MK. And by the way, you guys vote too. I'm marking them down.
They are.
Them down.
Unless Zod thinks smart and goes, put some distance between them and just uses his heat vision, I would say Metallo.
Okay. Slitherclaw said Zod.
If you've seen Public Enemies, the movie, or read the book, you saw him use a piece of kryptonite as a bullet. Mm-hmm. And let's throw away plot armor, have Metallo shoot him in the head.
There you go. Miss So said, gotta be Zod always. How dare you, Zach? Let's see. Metallo, he copies powers in a hole, says Undead Quinn. Okay.
Zach,
I said what I said, and I stand by it.
Zach is thinking of the Krypton show, Zod, and that's why he wants him to lose.
Okay, so how about you, Rise? What would you say?
Reese, like the candy. I think if it was a straight fight, Zod's better tactical thinker than Metallo, but Metallo's scrappy. So I think that there's some, and also so if he gets close, plus the whole kryptonite weakens Zod just like it would Superman. So I think the environment would factor into that a lot. But I want to see Metallo win because he doesn't get enough love.
Okay, we got there you go. And all righty, LK, we haven't heard from you yet, and then Venkman, and then my bid on this one.
Yeah, I'll go Zod, partially because of the tactical side, but more importantly too, you just have the great story of he's got this lifelong burning hatred for Clark because he feels that the L family wronged him, and he feels he has to avenge whatever or get revenge, and that just drives him on to do whatever is necessary to try and defeat Superman.
Okay, now let's see. I would go on this one. Metallo versus who do I think is the better villain? In all honesty, I'm coming at it a different angle, and that's as a comic book reader. And I am so much more interested in reading stories about one of these characters than the other, because one of these characters always comes with the same story, and that's Zod. Metallo, on the other hand, can be written in as different things. It's not always what LK just said. And I kind of like the idea of just basically thuggish guy gets incredible Superman powers. So I've got to go with Metallo as well. So what ended up happening here is Zod got 4 votes. Metallo got 7.
Did you get my vote as well?
Oh, RDV, go right on ahead.
Well, like I said, going up as far as I'm not one of those people that's read all of them or read the past 20 years of Superman where they got sick of Zod all the time. So, but as much as like Metallo, I think Zod would actually trick Metallo into working for him. Give a common enemy.
It's a good
So
call.
I'm going with Zod.
Alrighty.
Zod doesn't even have to fight him. Why would they fight? Zod be like, you can fight me and die, or you can help me kill your enemy. All right, I'm in with you, bro.
You're going straight up versus in a fight. Okay.
Well, that's why I look at it. It's like, I'm not going by like, oh, I'm just so tired of these characters. It's like, come on, dude. You can choose not to read books if you don't want to, but it's not like we're getting. Do you want to read Batman, or do you want to read 12 other titles that haven't been,
12
I'm
other
not going as a
titles
reader. I'm
that
going
haven't-
as a person.
Batman.
I'm going by abilities, strength, and tactics, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm not tainted by the bad stories like most people are.
Okay, so that means
So
All
basically,
hail
you want
Zod.
Superman Revenge Squad.
Yeah.
okay. So RDV votes Zod, and it looks like so does Smokey Collects, and that gives Zod 6 votes, Metallo 7. So by 1 vote, Metallo wins the bracket.
Was Zod on the Injustice League at all?
I don't think so.
Because he would have been there like their evil Superman. And you have a
No,
He-
they had
Luthor
Bizarro.
He's
They
there.
had Bizarro as
He-
evil.
He in Justice, he's in the comics. He kills Tim Drake, and then Bruce hits him with fear toxin.
Holy crap! There's a manga guy in the chat.
Okay, next up, we have Doomsday versus Livewire. Who is the best villain for Superman?
Live
Dave
wire.
Megabats. Okay, who said Livewire?
Me.
Okay, Evil Black Cat. Why do we say Livewire?
Basically, for Superman, Doomsday just has the one story, and that's it. He kills Superman, and dies in the process. That's it. What happens after that? He comes back, he fights Superman, he gets thrown into space. He comes back, he fights Superman, gets thrown into space. That's it. He's a one-trick pony.
Okay.
Okay.
Live wire.
That's actually a really good point, Evil Black. I'm kind of surprised. Evil Black Cat made a good point. I like Doomsday simply because he's more of a threat to Superman. I know it's the one story, but it's like, okay, Superman versus an electric girl. It's like there's no. I'm thinking of like watching that fight. It's like, does it really is there really a threat to Superman? Are you really concerned about if Superman's going to make it out? Doomsday. I mean, it's his one trick, but he is the one who killed Superman. So I gotta say Doomsday.
Okay. Maranya says Doomsday, no question. He killed Superman once and he could do it again. Slitherclaw's asking which. Let's just say Doomsday as a concept because they don't say on this thing. Hello to Twitless. And who would you vote for, sir?
Oh, this is a tough one. Because I'm not just thinking about in terms of like who's the best, like more powerful. I'm more along with you, Engeltine, on the whole like who makes the better like stylistic or storytelling choice. So the problem is that Livewire's got more personality, obviously, and Doomsday doesn't have any. But I love how Doomsday just represents chaos and violence, and so he's kind of everything that Superman isn't in terms of just like antithetical, just pure raw force. So I'm gonna lean on Doomsday for this one.
Okay. We got Twitless down for Doomsday and RDV.
I've seen Doomsday before, but I like the fact that Livewire, she was created. I mean, I don't know if in the comic books, but in the series, she was created because of him. So she played on his morals and stuff like that, his guilt trip and all that stuff. She got into his head. And like I said, Doomsday can't think. He's just fight. Where she actually has an intellect. She can actually put civilians in harm's way and cause Superman to, more traumatic grief and stuff like that. Even though she's not as powerful as the other ones, I'd still go with her because she's a much entertaining character.
I like that. I can appreciate that.
Okay. Let's see. LK, do you have a dog in this fight?
Yeah, I'll go Livewire. A lot of the same things that Venkman just said. Plus, I just also love the fact that she's basically a Batman type villain in the Superman universe.
With the Reese.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I thought I was muted, so I apologize.
And I second Megabats.
Okay.
Just like one of those kind of classic, sort of sympathetic, circumstances kind of made him the way they are, type villain. And again, fun stories, with her, kind of tormenting and teasing Superman, and a lot more fun than Doomsday.
Well, and that's the difference between fighting Batman. Batman just doesn't care. You can't get his head. You can't psych him out. Where Clark, he questions everything. He second guesses himself. So if you can get his head, it's easier to take him out. So.
Okay, hold on just a second. I'm trying to catch up because I think I lost track here.
Is Livewire really like that? Does she say Superman?
Well, she was in the cartoon series. She was a radio DJ, and then Electrical Storm.
Yeah, that's what she was in Supergirl too.
Yeah. Okay, MK. The MK
was she created for the comics first?
That one, Mr. DC says Doomsday because he pushes Superman to his limits.
I do have to bring up one unfortunate point. If I recall correctly, isn't Livewire like a super feminist too?
She hated Superman. She hated all the guys in the animated series in the '96. But I don't know about the comic books. I'm wondering if she was made it.
No, she wasn't cartoon animated. She's like she is.
She was
the
created for
version of Harley.
Yeah, she was created for the animated series. So yeah, she's kind of like Harley Quinn. Yep. She appeared first in the cartoon.
All right.
Yeah, but that puts a little damper on her personality. I'm starting to remember some things where she's just like, "Well, you're a man." And it was like, okay.
Well, yeah.
All righty. So Evil Black Cat had his say. Zach.
Oh, I said Doomsday.
Okay, and Reese.
I'm contractually obligated to disagree with Twitless. So, but the problem is I don't know. While I think Livewire is interesting against Superman, would not be interesting against Doomsday, who has no morals to play on or anything.
We're picking who is a better Superman villain, who not to fight with each other, but who is a better Superman villain.
Well, in that case, I will go with Livewire as well.
Alrighty.
If that was we were doing the first one, then I'm changing mine back to Metallo then. See, I thought we're going. It says versus, bro.
It's okay. Well, Matt, because Metallo has already won. You're okay on that. Okay, so Undead Quinn said Doomsday. Magabat said Livewire is better to look at. I don't know if that's a vote or not. Let's see.
Sounds like a vote to me.
Livewire says Tevia, mostly because she's a fun character. Doomsday is more of a monster. Okay, so Livewire came from behind, and now they're tied. Next up, we have Smokey Collect saying Doomsday is
after we found out
more of a threat, and I thought that was part of what made Doomsday. Didn't he adapt to a certain form to face Superman before? Yeah, every time he dies, he comes back, and you cannot kill him the same way twice. That is Smokey Collect.
Look up the voice actress.
Next up, hold on, guys. Next up, we have Rhaegar saying Doomsday is a symbol of every real mortality of Superman. And the reason Doomsday doesn't have a personality is that he symbolizes the angel of death. Okay. And hello to Dominic. And let's see. Livewire says Rhaegar, possibly interesting personality-wise, does not carry the same symbolic gravitas. And let's see, did Mr. DC, he picked Doomsday. Now they're arguing the points. So I guess it's my turn.
Zach,
I put it in the private chat, Vinkman.
Okay. I'm wondering if it's
wow,
Lori Petty. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Lori Petty did the voice. Yeah.
That's Tank Girl, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay. So
that's why it was such an interesting character in the show.
Okay, so my vote is gonna go to Doomsday.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to say, and I could only have tied it there. Sorry, dude, but I'm. Lori Petty is Livewire. I like that. I did like that, but I don't know. I don't know if I see her affecting Superman too much. I guess she does. She's a Superman villain.
Go watch the cartoon series.
But I have many times. Yeah. And by gosh, Gilbert Gottfried kills his Mitzelplick.
That's why I love it so much.
I need to go watch that episode now as in memoriam.
Yeah, I know, right? That is an awesome.
Sandra Bernhard is his girlfriend.
Oh, but look what we get here. We've got Tevia saying, "I vote Livewire." And Slitherclaw says Livewire has my vote.
Yes.
Okay, holy shit.
Manga. That's awesome.
Has anybody not voted? I need somebody who's listening in who has not voted. The next one to vote, that's the way we go because we're at a tie. If anybody's listening in and hasn't put in their 2 cents, we need you to do that now because we are stuck 7-7, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Tilhillium, he's here to save. So who do you think is a better villain against Superman? Not to fight each other. Would you vote Doomsday or Livewire?
Oh, obviously, Tilhillium told me it's Livewire.
Oh, did he now?
Doggone it, to heal him. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Do you want cheesecake or do you want Rocky Road?
Yeah.
Cheesecake or Rocky
Cheesecake or Rocky Road.
Hey, Smokey, I'm not trying hard to make Livewire the villain. I picked Doomsday. Nobody.
That's good.
Yeah, nobody, by the way, votes Joe Biden. Even Joe Biden didn't vote Joe Biden. Joe Biden voted.
Joe Biden voted for the Easter Bunny.
It's like, what's his name? Paul Rudd in Parks and
And
Recreation.
Tehillim says Doomsday. That breaks the tie, kids. That breaks the tie. So let's move on to the next.
Hope you never get Super Sons again because of this.
The right man won.
All righty, kids. Next up, this is the next bracket. We have Lex Luthor versus Metallo. Lex Luthor got the bye week on the first one here. I'm gonna open this, and I know he's Lex Luthor, guys, but he's also the most versatile. The only reason that Metallo is a villain is because Lex Luthor gave him a job. So I've got to go Lex Luthor. He is absolutely, in my opinion, a great villain for Superman. Maybe not the greatest, but yeah, he's got my vote. The intelligence, the brain versus brawn, the fact. Yeah, I've got to go him. How about you?
Rhaegar in the chat.
I swear to God, Rhaegar, I'm very tempted to pick Metallo now just to pee Rhaegar
I guess
off a little bit.
I'm gonna go with Lex Luthor, going on the basis because we've all seen Lex Luthor being written as either the guy who's in the suit and always loses against Superman, or the guy behind the scenes. I like the John Byrne version of this. So if we're going, I will always pick John Byrne version of Lex Luthor. So even though I like Metallo.
Oh, I love Metallo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 for Luthor. LK, we're going straight down there.
No, easy Luthor. I mean, again, just the versatility in terms of the stories that you could tell. I mean, even going to how brilliant they made it in Smallville. Where they wound up growing up, and so you had this rivalry. To go through, along with just being the best tactician, and also too, trying to think. Well, like, and if you go like into Red Sun, I mean, he's had different motivations. It's not always just personal. Certainly believing that he's the savior of humanity, sort of thing. That he sees Superman as an alien threat. If you want to go back to that.
All righty.
So just so many different ways.
Okay.
Public Enemies. He worked for.
How about you, Evil Black Cat?
Lex Luthor, greatest criminal genius of our time.
I'm Lex Luthor, greatest criminal mind of our time. All righty, Zach.
I mean, it's got to be Luthor. I mean, like you were saying, he's just so versatile. He can be the politician that's like sneaky and underhanded. He could be the guy in the battle suit. He could be the guy that wants to be a bigger He wants to be like he wants to replace Superman. He wants the adoration of the public. There's just so many stories, so many different ways that you can go with Lex and
whatever Jesse Eisenberg was.
Metallo. Oh, I'm one of the few that didn't mind Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I liked his take. One of the few, but one of the proud.
But Zach, for those who don't know, Zach just recently read for the first time the John Byrne's Man of Steel miniseries, so he got to see the best Lex Luthor.
Twitless, which way would you go?
Okay, so I feel like this one wasn't even fair, if I'm being honest. And so the answer is Lex Luthor, but I need to vote Metallo just so that there's at least one vote. It's not a clean sweep.
Okay, I get it.
I applaud you. I applaud your bravery.
Are you
sir.
doing that? Are you doing that just to be nice to Reese, who said he's contractually obliged to be a
Actually, you know what? I should probably just go Lex because that makes him vote for the losing party.
There you go. You could have said that.
I mean, Lex would buy your vote anyway.
Yeah,
all right, Reese.
I changed my vote. It's Lex all the way. All right, Reese. Your move.
Is he still there?
Yes, he's on mute.
Well, we'll move on. And Slitherclaw says Lex Luthor next. Tehillium says that Lex Luthor would set up Metallo to fall. Mr. DC says Lex Luthor. Lex Easy here says MK. The dude has a 12th level intellect. He's like the evil Batman in some ways. Alrighty. And then we have Maranya saying Luthor could come up with more than one weapon based on kryptonite. Right. Plus, he has the tactical knowledge to use Superman supporting cast as pawns to make Superman surrender. Vote Lex Luthor.
All right.
Reese, how about you, Reese?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yes, I also have to vote for Luthor. I'm just gonna have to break the contract. That's all there is.
Rhaegar says Lex Luthor. He's like the Doctor Doom of DC. We have Undead Quinn saying Lex Luthor hands down. And let's see, we have I would argue Superman is probably just as smart as Luthor. Their battle is purely out of envy, just as Lex would well with villains of Superman. He is basically Superman's Batman. Remember when he killed Savage? So Tehillium's going Superman. Lex Luthor. Got to go with Lex, says Miss So. Tevia, I vote Lex Luthor mostly because he's Superman's greatest enemy, and plus he's technically fought against the entire Superman family. Alrighty. This is, by the way, you're right. This isn't even a fair battle.
It's like the Little Giants, where it's like the Little Giants versus the Little Cowboys.
I know, right? Yeah, that's right. So
this guy's Zach. You look at that photo right there, how masculine he looks, and you look at Jesse Eisenberg, and you tell me Jesse Eisenberg is a great Lex Luthor.
He was young. He was young. Lex Luthor. Don't get out of here.
Okay, so Lex Luthor obviously wins this one. And then we move on to the final round, which is Lex Luthor versus Doomsday. Now you've got a little bit of a battle because Doomsday will always be a challenge for Lex Luthor. He will always be a challenge for Lex Luthor. And unlike Lex Luthor, without that armor, he can't go toe to toe. More so, I do remember that they upped Doomsday's intellect in the Doomsday War. So he's become more and more of a challenge to fight. Every time out, he's more and more of a challenge. Lex Luthor does have to find different ways to defeat him, but Doomsday will always be a big challenge for Superman.
Unless he lobotomize him.
True.
So
actually, I thought that him getting intellect and sentience was actually like a downgrade because wasn't the point that Superman said, now that you can think, you can also feel fear and you'll never beat me again? Something like that. And it was like the fact that he was like a mindless monster and the embodiment of just violence was actually the thing that gave him the competitive edge before.
Okay. Well, that's that. So you're going to go Luthor still?
Oh, me? Get back to me in a second. This is a tough one.
I know, right? It's a little bit tougher on this
I still prefer Broly version of Doomsday any day.
Okay, so let's start with you then. Reese will go up the list this time.
Let me think.
Not as easy as the last one, huh?
No, it is not. It was not. Okay, so in a head-to-head, I think the Doomsday is going to head out Luthor, because even if Luthor's got his suit, Luthor's got his weapons, there's just the level of raw power at his disposal that's not dependent on something to break down. I think in a toe-to-toe fight, Doomsday takes it. But
well, remember this is
wouldn't necessarily.
Yeah,
who's
they're
the
not
better
fighting each other.
Villain, right?
It's who's the best villain to Superman.
Yeah, who's the better villain to Superman.
And so from a philosophical perspective, right? What you have is Doomsday versus Superman is life versus death, right? And that's a compelling story. but life wins. Life finds a way, and so
Nice.
I think that's a compelling story, but I don't think it's as compelling a story as Luthor versus Superman, because those are two arguing opinions about the nature of humanity. Is manhood, is humanity defined by its achievements? Is it defined purely based on merit, or is humanity based upon its deeds? Luthor rose to power through hurting people. Superman was born with power, but his spirit is meek. He looks to help people out. He has a righteous self-interest, but he has also an elevated interest of others. And so I think that those are two competing ideas of what it means to be human. And I think that's a more engaging story.
All right.
So I'm going to go with
need to vote there, dude.
Sorry.
All right. So you're going Lex Luthor?
I go with Lex Luthor.
You think about it. Lex Luthor is a bigot who hates Anchor Baby.
There you go. Okay, I am so close to calling you Twiddles, by the way.
Twiddles. I'm fine. No, okay. So I'm going to apply also a very rigorous intellectual rubric to this. I'm going to flip a coin. Heads is going to be Doomsday.
Okay, Two-Face.
Luthor is going to be tails. Let's see. Tails it is. So I'm going with Luthor.
Okay. So how about you, Zach? What's your argument?
I'm kind of thinking I'm leaning towards Luthor because just thinking about it again, what gets the most entertainment value? Superman Doomsday, it's just a slugfest, really. I mean, there is something cool about just seeing them go all out against each other, beating each other up, but Lex Luthor is, like we said, he's much more versatile.
Okay.
If he's got the armor, he can go toe to toe with Superman, but he can also Lex Luthor could brainwash Doomsday and use Doomsday as a tool to go against Superman.
All right.
So I'm going to go with Luthor.
How about you, Black Cat?
I'm just gonna say go like this. Name your top 5 favorite Luthor stories and try to think of 5.
That's good.
All righty. How about you, LK?
Yeah, I'm going with Orange Man Bad. I mean Luthor.
Bald Man Bad.
The cover to the unauthorized biography of Lex Luthor is the same as the cover to Donald Trump's book, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, Venkman.
I'm going with Luthor, picking me up what everybody's been saying. You can get more entertainment out of Lex Luthor. It can drag on for 6 issues if you really want to, because ideally that's the only story I'd want with Luthor. But Doomsday's a one-trick pony.
Doomsday's first appearance, the first battle, dragged out more than 6 issues.
But I'm saying, as far it's all it is one giant fight where Lex is far more dangerous because he's cunning and he knows the laws.
Okay, before we go to the chats, here's my take on it, because this is actually something that popped into my head. There was a scene in the Villains United miniseries where it was an illusion, but one of the illusionists, one of the mentalists, made everybody believe that Doomsday was on the battlefield. And not just the heroes, but the villains got scared. And I realized that's actually a feeling. When I see Doomsday, I think, well, shit, how are they going to get out of this? Because you can't kill them twice. And you can't stop them. That was the whole point about the death of Superman. You can't stop him. So whenever I see Doomsday, I get that feeling in the pit, like, holy, how are they going to get out of this one? So I am going to be the first mark on the page for Doomsday on this one.
And I'll answer you.
Respect that.
I'll answer you, though. No. The same thing they did to Hulk. Put him on an asteroid, send him to Planet Hulk.
Tehillian says Doomsday would make Lex Luthor roadkill.
Yeah. See, I was going to say, though, the thing is that Lex is arrogant enough that he would look at that and say, okay, I can use Doomsday to my advantage.
Looks like Tevi is voting Doomsday.
RDV.
Yeah.
Then we got Rhaegar saying that. Go on ahead.
to your point about put him on a meteor and send him to Planet Hulk, that is how Doomsday got here.
Yep. Rhaegar says it's going to be Lex
Welcome back.
over Doomsday. Alrighty. Doomsday does have a steep mountain to climb here, by the way.
He is the mountain.
Doomsday is like a weeble. He wobbles, but he won't fall down. No matter what Luther does, Doomsday will always come back, and eventually he'll kill Luther. Vote Doomsday, says Maranya. Of course, we are talking about a better villain for Superman.
Well, the thing is, we forget about there's a fam zone.
Let's see, because this is their time to speak, man. Doomsday in the long run, Doomsday will be a better threat to Smokey. Says Smokey, and not to Smokey, but to Superman.
Doomsday's coming for you, Smokey.
Yeah, Smokey. Doomsday's gonna you up. Let's see. Lex is smarter, obviously, but Doomsday is relentless, says MK. Alrighty. And let's see. Lex Luthor, remember the evil Earth 3 version of Shazam? All he has to say is Mazaz, and the fight is on. Alrighty.
Miss so. Yep, agree.
Let's see. I find it funny you guys are having a big think over this, says Rhaegar. Hey, that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Doomsday fast death, Lex Luthor slow death, says Mr. DC. If Lead had a head start and strong enough weapons, let's see. I already got him. Reese is saying what I'm thinking right now. Oh, and thank you very much to MK. Have a good one for you, Darkseid versus Brainiac. Okay.
It might come we don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's coming up. I'm
No,
okay with Lex wanting to build a wall. Let's see. Mr. DC says Lex Luthor is my pick. Alrighty. And let's see. Do we have any more votes, or we're just discussing it?
And again,
Doomsday is practically a Darkseid creation, says Tillum. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looked like Doomsday was going to make a comeback, but the Lex Luthors have it, and Lex Luthor moves forward 9-6.
All
right,
nice.
6 too many. Another reason to vote against Doomsday is he's responsible for the worst moment in Smallville.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Okay, so here we go, gang. It ain't Apocalypse versus Luthor yet, but we've got our Doom. You know what I'm trying to say.
Darkseid.
Lex Luthor versus Darkseid. It's Darkseid versus Cyborg Superman.
Hank Henshaw.
Ooh.
Hank Henshaw. Now this is a power battle right here. I'll start this time. I haven't started yet, and here's where I'm going. I like Cyborg Superman as a villain because it's another one of those how the hell are you going to beat him kind of things. But Darkseid is the villain to the entire DC universe. I don't even know if I don't really see him as a Superman villain anymore. It's just he is a villain to the DC universe. So in this one, I've got to go Darkseid.
Well, the question I've got is, does a villain who's the villain to the entire DC universe make a good Superman villain?
I guess he does because he's here. We're discussing it anyway. So
I mean, Cyborg Superman is pretty much like Ultron. I've always looked at him. But he's on the level of Brainiac Ultron.
Okay, well, where would you go with?
I would still go with Darkseid's always more than entertaining because he's so confident he can toy around with Superman's life. And Superman's like, you know what? I can go all out with you.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's one of the greatest scenes in the JLA animated
series.
series.
Yeah, the finale. That's
He's like, now I usually hold back because I'm afraid it'll hurt somebody, but you can take it, and I'm going to give it out now.
Yeah. So you're going up. You're going Darkseid. How about you, LK?
Oh, no question, Darkseid. I mean, again, I talk about, for me, one of the major traits of Superman is hope and aspiration. Darkseid feeds off of that.
He's the anti.
That's what makes him such a good villain to Superman and Clark, because he will make Clark in a good written story, he will make Clark question and look into that abyss of is there really some hope left? And then of course the best story has yes, and then Superman's able to defeat it. So right. Darkseid, no question.
Okay, Black Cat, where are you going?
Female fairies, Darkseid. or Cyborg Superman.
Okay, Zach, where are you going?
I mean, yeah, it's gotta be Darkseid. I'm trying to think. I haven't read a whole lot of stories with Cyborg Superman. I can think of him in one story.
The one where he killed the Coast City?
The one where he kills Donna Troy.
Oh.
That's the one that I think of with Cyborg Superman. Darkseid, though, on the other hand, is like, yeah, he's Superman, but he's also a villain to the entire DC universe. I think it's unfair to equate him with Thanos. I think he's a bigger threat than Thanos.
I do too.
So yeah, it's got to be Darkseid for me. Got to be.
Evil Black Cat, you're back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
who
right,
do you vote
so-
for?
Basically, I'm gonna go with the versatility of the storylines that you can tell with Darkseid. So Darkseid, like you can have him as an evil despot. You can have him judging a baking contest, or sit around eating
A vegetable tray.
platter.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So,
Thanks.
so yeah, the versatility.
Twitless, who would you vote for on this one?
Speaking of versatility, wasn't there one where like Darkseid had like filming like an adult movie with Big Barda to like
That,
ruin
yeah,
something?
we were
Yeah.
talking about that.
Yeah,
That was a book.
Me and Eric bring that up in a video that's going to be on Old Man Comics tomorrow.
Okay, so there's some versatility there.
We go.
Oh man. Okay, so I think it probably should go to Darkseid because I do see everyone's arguments, but I do want to bring up I think maybe one good point that I do like that speaks in Cyborg Superman's favor, which is the whole idea that Cyborg Superman's Henshaw's whole like reason for hating Superman has to do with like the idea that Superman failed him. Or at least that's what he thinks. Because the whole idea was the fact that, there's the rocket in space and it's going to be fine. Superman will save us. Superman did not save them. And he watched like all his friends and loved ones basically die very violently. So the thing I think I might vote Cyborg Superman. And the reason is this. Some of the best superhero stories do not operate on a cosmic level. They're the stories that are the most personal. The most personal stories are the ones that get you the most involved and the most engaged. Darkseid doesn't really have, I think, a very he threatens the whole universe, but the scale is so huge at that point. It's hard to really get as personally invested. Yeah. Hank Henshaw has the story of you failed my wife. And I saw all my loved ones die because of that. And to me, I'm gonna give the vote to Cyborg Superman because of how personal his story can be and how personal it is.
Yeah, his post-crisis introduction was like the Fantastic Four by Dan Jurgens in DC. And then, yeah, you said everyone died. His wife survived, but then she ends up just killing herself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
all right, Reese.
Yeah.
Where do we go?
Right here. Sorry. I am actually, I kind of don't like Thanos. I
don't like him either.
Thanos either. I don't like Darkseid as a character. I think that the introduction of Darkseid in the DC universe kind of breaks the fabric that makes DC work on a mythic level. I think the fourth world characters, while cool, don't really have a home there that works. I know that's a super minority opinion and it's, blasphemy against Kirby and but they should have been their own thing and not connected. It makes everything on Earth seem nothing. So I like Cyborg Superman because it's so much more personal. I'm with you on this. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I also think that his technopath powers have never really been explored as well as they could be, and I think that's interesting too.
Well, yeah. Darkseid, yeah, he brainwashes people too. That's what he did to Clark in the post-crisis. So that was kind of interesting. He actually had Clark on serving it under his warrior.
Well, I meant Henshaw's technopath powers.
I'm just saying they both have, but Darkseid doesn't really use it as much anymore. I've noticed that they dropped that trait.
Okay, going to the chat. Maranya says Darkseid will put Doomsday down permanently. Let's vote Darkseid.
I like what Miss So says.
All right. Well, I'll get there. Undead Quinn
like
says Darkseid, and Tahilium says Darkseid over Tin Can Superman, Tin Can Cyborg. Come on,
Tin Can
he's a pretty
Superman.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Darkseid. Enough said. And that is Smokey. Mr. DC says Darkseid actually lost to Doomsday when they fought. That is true. Hunter Prey. I see them as two sides of the same coin sometimes. Let's see. I vote Darkseid, says Tevia, mostly because he has plans within plans and fights Superman, calls himself a god. Darkseid wins, says Rhaegar, because if you were a supervillain, would you rather be Darkseid or Cyborg Superman? Okay. Well, yeah, I would have to go with
At least
Darkseid
Darkseid
for
gets
the
love, bro.
aforementioned bikini contests and baking contests. Slither says Cyborg Superman, as well as Undead Quinn, who says Cyborg Superman is evil Superman. Okay. All righty.
Yeah, but if you're Darkseid, you have to see granny goodness all the time. Do you really want to see granny goodness?
But he can use them Omega beams whenever he wants to.
That's true.
And then she gets out of line.
I'm gonna go with Darkseid, says Miss So, because I have no idea. All right,
it's the best comment of the night. I have no idea.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I can defeat Darkseid with Cyborg Superman's powers. I assume you're using referring to Henshaw, not the Zor-El one. And Smokey says thought this was who's who, the better supervillains, not the better story. Well, that's why we think they make better villains, is because they can be told with a better story. And that is, of course, why we're going to go with the better villain for Superman. Eric, be sure to chime in also. Kenny Omega Beams. All righty.
Engelty doesn't like it.
So the voting was really close. It ended up being 13-4 in Darkseid's favor.
That was close.
Alrighty.
That was very close.
There you go.
That's
now
like the first half of the basketball game in Space Jam.
Now we have Brainiac versus Mongol.
Ooh. Forgot about Mongol.
Easy.
Yeah, let's start off. You know what? I think so too. Let's start off right in the middle of this group and go with Black Cat.
Who's not
if
there?
He's there. Are you there?
There he is.
I'll go with Brainiac on this one.
Okay. Why would you go with Brainiac?
All right, so he has basically it's Brainiac's machines versus the entirety of War World.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like who is the bigger threat or scarier when what happens? The storyline comes. Mongol is more focused on Superman himself. Like after that first fight, after the first encounter when Superman breaks him, his entire thing is get revenge on Superman and do whatever it takes to hurt him. But Brainiac is like collect worlds, collect information, make it rare.
And okay, cool. Zach, okay.
I gotta say, this is actually a really rough one for me.
That's a rough one. Yeah, there's some good stories, and they're both good villains.
I think I'm leaning more towards Brainiac, just because he's got more. I mean, he's powerful. He kind of has the Ultron angle, all the technology going for him. There's also this like personal level between him and Superman. It's like depending on what his origin is, where he was like originated on Krypton, and he's like, hey, I've got all this Kryptonian knowledge. But then there's also just like, yeah, I'm perfect. I'm this perfect piece of technology, and but he's kind of empty and hollow and emotionless. Whereas Superman, he's got the hope and everything, the emotion in him. So yeah, I'm talking myself into Brainiac here.
Okay, LK.
Again, vote for Brainiac. I always will err on the side of kind of the cerebral type villain, and I think that works better against Superman than just power, might versus might kind of thing.
Okay. Twit less.
Twiddles like Skittles. All right. So yeah, this is another tough one. I really love Mongol in For the Man Who Is Everything, which is a fantastic story, and really sells Mongol not just as a physical intimidating threat, but as an intellectual, like a thinking villain, but also on a sadistic side. Because when he puts, when he locks Superman in that, alternate kind of reality through the Black Mercy, and then kind of gets off on the fact that Superman had to like rip off the Black Mercy and kind of like
give up
give up his
life.
give up that life that he had. He's like, it must have been like tearing off an arm. There's something really personal and nasty about that. So that's a really strong point for Mongol. Unfortunately, I feel like it's the only one that stands out to me. And I think Brainiac just has.
It does go to your thing about, I don't know of a personal Brainiac story. Brainiac is that world conqueror, but
I do have one. I think Brainiac does have a personal story with Kandor.
There you go, yeah.
Because it's like I have this city, and it's like I'm holding essentially an entire part of your culture hostage. And I think that does give Brainiac the personal edge, along with the rest of his versatility. So
and depending on that story, depending on which story, Zor-El is trapped in Kandor.
Oh, there you go.
Not
okay.
Zor-El.
So I'll give it to Brainiac.
RDV.
I'm going to Brainiac because I've already read the Mongol, the first introduction in the DC post DC Crisis, and he was just made out to be a quick, barely any powers at all. Superman, he'd been depleted. He'd been living under the red sun, beat the crap out and humiliated him in front of everybody in Warworld, and just left. He's like, "Yep, mic drop, gone." Brainiac has the more personal threat. He's actually captured world and miniaturized different cities, so he's got all those hostages, but he's also got backup copy of backup copy of of himself. So he never kind of goes away. He's kind of got that annoying Ultron thing, which is much more of a threat to Superman. Where actually when Brainiac attacks, a lot of times he has to have the Justice League back him up.
Alrighty.
So I would go with that. I mean, Warworld is just again, and I love what Rhaegar said. He's basically a poor man's version of Darkseid.
All right, Reese.
I'm on Team Brainiac. Any villain that can get defeated by Jason Todd deserves to be. So
okay, that makes sense. Goodness. Now I think Twitless made a good argument for Mongol. There's a lot of good Mongol stories out there, including the one that's going on in Action Comics right now. I watched one of the DC animated series, and it was Superman Unchanged or Uncaged or something like that, and was all about the Brainiac story from the Superman comic. Unbound, thank you. And I had to go out and find that trade paperback immediately because I wanted to read the story. And it just this new incarnation of Brainiac, and it's obviously the one that's up here, is amazing. It's a great story. And as RDV put it, while Mongol has Warworld and it is a more personal story than Brainiac, Brainiac can suck all that stuff right up and just shrink it down so World War could be in a bottle. He's far more of a threat, and that means every time I see Brainiac and his new incarnation go up against the heroes, once again it fills me with that feeling. I'm 52 years old now, in my 47th year of comic collecting. If you can get me to have that feeling, you freaking win. So I'm gonna vote Brainiac.
That's the thing. Depending on the writer, they can always have him. Superman, you cross me, boom, I just destroyed your Kandor, or boom, I just destroyed this.
Yeah, there would be panic in the sky when you see Brainiac.
Okay, so let me get the comment.
A giant flying skull.
Let's see. I don't think that's a vote. Okay, Rhaegar says Brainiac. Okay, so we're going to get there. MK, I always saw Mongol as a dollar store Darkseid. Brainiac easily for me here. Okay, is this going to be another Brainiac for the vote? He's along the lines of Lutheran intelligence. Mongol was humiliated by Superman and will be humiliated by Brainiac. All righty, let's see.
Have a good night, Matt.
Brainiac. Well, thank you. Have a good one, man. Take care. Be safe. Tevia says, I vote Mongol mostly because in the current War saga, they made him way more smarter and a great villain. I got to tell you something. It is a good storyline. I almost missed it because of I now am, because of Bendis, I'm a little bit prejudiced against Superman.
Well, the whole Mongol story. I mean, I only read the the Superman Exile story, first been post Crisis. So I haven't really read other stuff. I've watched the cartoon with the Black Mercy plant and all the plant and stuff. But
Read the
still,
book. It's a lot
Mongol is just so overconfident, so arrogant. That was his downfall right away.
Well, he's trying to change people's minds here. Let's see. Brainiac is a bigger threat and can have better stories, says Smokey. I think this is a knockdown, drag out here. I mean, no, it's a beatdown basically. So Brainiac is a more advanced version of Luthor.
He is. The action is
really good in Action Comics today. So let's see. Think about it like this: if you played Injustice 2 game, would it be better if Mongol was the big bad? It would actually make more sense. But
Mongol's like God. After a while,
well, Mongol has War World. It's a fighting game. It would actually make more sense if Mongol was the bad guy.
Rogue Squadron, Mongol.
Let's see. The only good Mongol story is Alan Moore's, which is what Twitless was talking about. And there you go. Tehillium even says Brainiac here. It's Brainiac. I don't need to go down.
Well, that's the thing with like Brainiac scares the crap out of me because just when you think he's gone, he comes back and then he just swallows up whole like planets or Earth.
And then when you think he's gone, you think he's destroyed, he does like a Cyberman from Doctor Who, and he just has like a tiny little chip, and from that he'll just grow all over again.
He could control Batman in the crossover.
Okay, guys in the chat and you on the panel, here it is.
Ooh.
Bizarro versus Mxyzptlk. I'm just gonna say Mxyzptlk. Mxyzptlk is good.
Mxyzptlk.
Goodness gracious! Who's the better villain? Who's
vote?
Mxyzptlk, it's got to be my vote because the stories are always more fun. It's more of a challenge to write a good story that makes Superman have to get this kid to say his name backwards. The one where Luthor taught him about lying is a lot of fun.
Yes.
I'm going Mxyzptlk on this one, and I'm never going to learn to say it.
Mxyzptlk, I think it is. Or whatever. I'm going with him though because like I said, he is cunning, but even when he's not, if you see he's been outsmarted, but he has that power to make anybody helpless. He thinks everything's a game, which makes everything more consequence. Now, what scares me is that the writers today could not know how to write him and make him much more terrifying.
Okay, so you vote Mxyzptlk. How about you, LK? How about who do we not have here?
He's in Barrett back.
Okay, Evil Black Cat, you there?
Yep.
All righty. Who do you vote?
Mxyzptlk.
Mxyzptlk. All right.
Rhaegar even actually put it out there for you.
Mixed pickle is
Pickles
more
like
effective.
right?
Mixed pickles.
All righty. So how about you? How about you, Zach?
Yeah, this is tricky. I'm probably gonna say. I think I'm gonna say Bizarro on this one. Actually, I'm gonna be the first one. I'm going to go Bizarro
because you actually have to say you're not voting for Bizarro to vote for Bizarro.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm not voting for. That's the part about it because with Bizarro, it's always so like you've got to green kryptonite doesn't work on them, so you have to find the right solution. It's almost like an algebra equation, finding the right weakness for him. You got to find out, and then like his powers, they're similar to Superman, but then they're different in some ways. Like instead of heat vision, he might have cold vision. Instead of ice breath, he has fire breath. So yeah, I kind of like that it's the same but different at the same time. So yeah,
how about
Bizarro.
you, Twitless?
I was going to say I vote for Bizarro in the sense that I don't vote for Bizarro. So yeah, I'm going with Mr. Unpronounceable name. I think the stories you can tell with him are more interesting, and the cool part with Mxyzptlk is that Superman, when he approaches the story, he usually has to approach it like solving a puzzle.
Yes.
So you get a very different type of story because the normal rules don't apply, which frees the story to be very, very different. So yeah. But you can also, like, if in the Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, you can in fact make him into a very threatening, awful, evil force if you want to. Like if he fully embraces his like magical power, he can almost be demonic and pretty threatening there. So I like the range that's been given to him.
It was, to me personally, I'll just say this real quickly. It was for the reason I chose Mitzi Pasulik, whatever, or Mr. Pickles. We're gonna call him that from now on. I don't care. He went the whole story that is he brought up that story where Lex Luthor taught him about lying. There was no Superman. Superman was in space, so it was up to Lex Luthor to take on him, and that's scary because, like, you know, he's so unpredictable, and you don't know if he understands what you're doing. Like, he never knew about lying, but let's say he did know, and he could just change the rules whenever he wants to.
That's what ended up happening. Okay, so going to the comments section, Rhaegar says, "Mix yees piddlick."
I don't get a vote.
Oh yes,
you were gone.
You left.
The
polls are closed now, sir.
Who do you pick there?
You have to do a mail-in vote.
LK with the double votes.
It's easy. Mr. Mixelplick, as I learned how to pronounce it from watching the Super Friends.
Oh.
I say that too. That's the way I say it also. Why?
Yeah.
I guess that's where I got it from.
That's what it was in the animated series too, as well.
I am also remembering the story where Mixelplick gives Joker his fourth dimensional power, so he is kind of a wild card villain too.
Then Slither says Bizarro, and we have Mixed Pickle is more effective against Superman and Bizarro because the pickle has magic on his side. Mixed Pickle for the vote, says Maranya.
Yeah, we don't have Batmite on here.
Tevia voted for Mr. Mixelplick. R.I.P. Gilbert Gottfried. Greatest freaking episode of the Superman animated series. You cannot change my mind. Mixix is the little annoying magic dude, but I like Bizarro, says Smokey. And Mr. Mixel from Mr. DC Comics do not vote Bizarro. Alrighty. Let's see. Jeff Leon's Bizarro says and Jeff Loeb's okay. Let's see. Mr. Mix because he's a goofball, says MK. Saying unpredictable yet uber powerful and dangerous, yet at the same time, this is the same dude who crapped his pants when he met Dr. Manhattan. And Eric and Boyd wants to know your voter ID, and Less Evil Ginger Cat is trying to see. You know what? That's how you get arrested, Evil Black Cat. That's it. You just create it. You bring in a new ID to the voter booth, and you get arrested.
Everybody should hold up their driver's license to the camera.
Say again.
Everybody should hold up their driver's license to the camera, so we can.
I like Magabats. If you can't say the character's name, you can't vote. That being said, it is now 10-4 in
Mr. Pixel in the league.
Here's my voter ID.
Mixel Piddlick's favor. So there you go. Next up, kids.
I can vote.
Ron Swanson. It's a paper because I can do anything I want.
That's right. Ron Swanson.
All righty, gang. This one, I want to see how you guys vote because
is that Toy Maker?
This is Toy Maker. This is the last of the first round here. Toy Maker
Toy
versus
Man, you fake geek nerd.
You don't read comics, do you? Somebody, by the way, put that in in the comment section of one of my videos. They literally said, if you read comics, you would know. Like, are you freaking kidding? All you had to do was scroll down 2 more videos on the freaking video page, and you would have seen Tonight We Read. The freaking idiot that sometimes it's like, how stupid can you be? Okay, so anyway, you were about to this is
Snoop Dogg on the right
versus Toy Man. I've got to go Toy Man on this one. I know. Look, Parasite's the badass villain who can drain Superman and everything. Toy Man's just a lot more fun to me. I look forward to his appearance. They're very few and far between. I probably will be the sole voter for Toy Man and versus Parasite, but that's the way I'm going.
I think Bats is praising Parasite.
Okay, how about you? Where do you vote for? Think
as much as I like Toy Maker,
Toy Man, you fake.
I know. I'm just going Like I said, Toyman, yeah, he does. And one thing he does, he has the little planes that shoot bullets or bombs and all stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all he does.
But like, Superman would just be like, oh, he can, unless they're coated in lead. If he knows that he has to coat them in lead, I don't know if he knows that or not. If that's a common thing, a trait with villains that Superman can't see through lead.
Actually, his biggest thing is he puts hostages in danger, and if he does go after Superman himself, he goes a little bit more harder than bullets and stuff like that. So,
but it all depends. It also depends on what version of Rudy you're going with. You're going where he was turned into because of Superman, and he's playing on the moral aspect.
Which one would you vote for?
And like I said, I always go for Parasite. I mean, Parasite, depending on how you use him, he's great. I've been enjoying his post-crisis, version of him. And Robert Venditti wrote a great version of him in his Superman Man Tomorrow. So I'm gonna go with Parasite. Where Toyman,
he did also have one of, if not the best issue in All-Star Superman. LK, where do you go?
Parasite. Basically, this is one of those few times, where I'll choose the might over kind of the brains kind of thing, because Toyman, it was fine. It was fine for an episode of Lois and Clark or Smallville, but he's not a good Superman film.
Okay. Evil Black Cat.
Going with Parasite for this one, but I really want to read that Toyman story in Superman Confidentials right now.
Okay. Zach.
I'm actually going to go Toyman on this, because I'm thinking back to every episode of anything with Superman that I've seen, whether it was Justice League or Smallville or even Supergirl. Toyman's always a little bit of a creepier villain, like almost a Criminal Minds-esque type character, and that kind of intrigues me. He's one of the few creepy villains that Superman has. He almost seems like he should be more of a Batman villain.
Do you ever watch the Dean Cain version of him?
No, I haven't seen any of the Dean
Cain. Bulky.
So yeah, I'm gonna go Toy Maker.
That's right. Toy Maker. Okay, Twitless. Okay, Twitless.
This is a tough one. Because part of me wants to go for Toyman because he seems to be a bit of an underdog, and I think there's he's just so weird, and sometimes Superman's rogues gallery can end up being a bit boring because it's like you have to be super strong in order to be anywhere near him, or be super Luthor style intelligent. And there's just something about Toyman that's I'm going to embrace this really goofy identity. And I do like the animated version where he actually wore a doll's face. He was a midget who wore a
giant head.
Yeah. That version was really cool.
That's the one where they think they kill Superman. Superman go bye. That thing was creepy as F, man.
Yeah.
You vote, we got a tie, and it's all up to the I'm going to try to swing the vote here.
All right.
You vote, we've got a tie, and it's up to the chat.
All right, so to up the drama, I'll vote Toyman to make it a tie.
It's Toy Maker, you fake gum. Okay, so Mr. DC right away breaks the tie with Parasite. Okay, let's see. Maga Bat says Parasite sucks, so I guess he's going Toyman.
Well, that might have been a
pun.
I
think that's a joke
pun.
On his power.
Oh, I get it. Yes.
Parasite works under the bridge.
Oh, yeah, that's
he is the bridge.
Okay, I got that. Parasite works under. I'm voting Toyman because I'm not a communist, says Rhaegar.
Rhaegar is my new favorite person in the chat.
That's as good as any reason. Parasite, he could take down pretty much anyone. He'd absorb Toyman burp and move on to the next round.
Didn't Toyman go? Was he in the Batman series?
Parasite, because he's the only one powerful to suck Superman off.
Oh, jeez.
MK did not say that, by the way. Parasite is an underrated villain, says Leatherclaw. Alrighty. Does Parasite work under the bridge? No. Let's see. I would have noticed that I vote Parasite, but there could be fun stories with Toyman. Alrighty, that is Mr. Smokey. I did love Toyman on Smallville. Me too. As long as it's not Bendis Toyman. As long as it's not Bendis anybody. Parasite says Undead Quinn. Alrighty. And let's see. There we go. And, Parasite pulled away there. It was tied up, but it went 9-5. It went all Dolly Parton on our ass there. Okay. There we go.
Now comes the
And
tough parts.
The
Right there, I
next
saw that right
bracket.
away.
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh, son of a bitch.
Don't make me do
we got a
this.
battle on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen.
you cruel person.
Twit. For someone who calls himself twitless, you actually seem twitful, and I like the way you I like the way I like the cut of your jib, as the kids used to say.
I just
so you open the voting.
Oh man, you start me on this one. Good gosh, this is like the hardest one.
Okay, I'll start the voting.
I just want before you vote, can I say something?
Go ahead.
You planned this. You
bit.
put them right next to the brackets. You knew it was going to happen right away.
A little bit, actually. I did not make this bracket, although I do kind of want to. I like that. This is fun to me because we're talking about the characters. We're talking about comic books. I love being a comic book channel that talks about comic books.
Imagine that.
Yes. So here's my thinking. I got to go Brainiac. I'm sorry, but yes, Darkseid is a huge villain and he's such a challenge for Superman. But once again, the way they've turned him into a villain for everybody, once again, with the stories that are so big, I like Brainiac because he's scary. And it is a personal story. If you do read Unbound, if you do read the Brainiac story or watch the movie, the core was Supergirl's fear of him because of what he does to Argo City. He affects people harshly, and you can see it with Apocalypse. I defeat universes. Okay, well, you can't have you don't have that concept. I like the way he looks. I'm a Brainiac fan. I'm a modern day Brainiac fan. You go back and into the 70s and all, I would have voted Darkseid, but I'm going Brainiac on this one. RDV.
I gotta go with Darkseid because for those who are recently watching the Justice League cartoon, Brainiac and Darkseid teamed up. Only for Darkseid, the last man said "screw you" and screwed over Brainiac. You know, because he knew when the cut losses were Brainiac. I'm gonna keep going, and no, Darkseid. He knows when he's lost. He knows when it's the thing, but he said he's all bronze. He said he's not afraid to die. But he also is not as stupid. He's Brainiac assumes that he'll win no matter what. But even though he has a backup. I mean, I just love the physical brawl, that fight between those two. Okay.
It is never too late to vote, Eric. Well, I mean, it's too late to vote for the ones that have passed, but you can vote on this one. Yes. LK.
Darkseid. Easy. I mean, primarily the things that I said previously, you just have that great contrast between, his hopelessness and say darkness versus Superman being, hope and aspiration.
Okay. How about you, Evil Black Cat?
Basically, I'm going to go do the opposite of your argument and go with Darkseid, because if in the story, Brainiac shows up and you're like, oh shit, if we lose, the planet's gone. If Darkseid shows up, it's, oh shit, if we lose, the entire universe is gone.
Okay. How about you, Zach?
The stakes are higher.
I'm gonna go with, God dog it, I hate this. Shoot. I'm gonna say probably I'm gonna go Brainiac. Like we said earlier, Darkseid is more of a whole universe has to fight this guy. So with Brainiac, I think you just said it, he is more of a personal villain to Superman. And, as far as Superman's concerned, I guess the stakes can be higher if he has like the shrunken cities and everything. And plus there always seems to be a way for Brainiac to come back. Darkseid, he kind of gets away too a lot of the time, but yeah, I'm gonna go Brainiac.
He was such a threat they had to throw him into the source wall just to trap him.
Twitless.
All right.
Have you
I think
figured it out?
Yes, I think I have, and I'm gonna go for probably the most shallow reason ever. I'm gonna go with Brainiac because I think his aesthetics look cooler.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a good reason.
So like Brainiac's skull ship is so freaking cool, and with Darkseid's tech, I never know what I'm looking at. Like I like Kirby's artwork, But when it's coming to like the boom tubes and like mother box, it's like, what the hell is that thing? It looks like a walkie-talkie. And I get the fact that it's like this advanced tech that you can't quite process, but like Brainiac has got like, look at even the picture we have on the right with all the freaking like cables and cords. He just exudes this villainous, aesthetic, which I love.
I was this close to voting for Darkseid just because I like the Omega beams and how
those are cool. Those are cool, but I like Skull. I'm going with Skull Ship.
Skull Ship is awesome.
Okay. Well, that leaves us in a tie going into the chat. So you guys are deciding everything on this one. And Maranya says Darkseid take. Oh, let me make sure that's the.
And also make sure you guys are not voting.
Yes, if you have not voted on any of them and you just showed up, feel free to vote. It's fine. Darkseid takes out worlds. Brainiac shrinks worlds. Darkseid is brute force. Brainiac's pure intelligence plus pure cussed meanness. Brainiac has my vote, says Maranya. Already.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, we're not voting for Darkseid versus thing.
Yeah,
who would be the better challenge to Superman,
or who you think is, or who you like the stories of. Yeah. It doesn't matter your reasoning, but there you go.
Yeah, because Smokey brought out people were basically voting on like, whoa, Darkseid would kick Brainiac's butt.
Well, that is true, but but it's up to you. It's up to you how you vote. In all honesty, Brainiac was a bad, but that's the whole point of it: is who is a better villain to Superman, not to each other. Brainiac was a badass in Convergence and in Injustice 2, says MK. So
that's true.
There we go.
He had the tentacles.
Yeah.
Smokey says Brainiac for the win, and Darkseid would enslave Brainiac, says Ed Brewer.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, we've got Darkseid would keep Brainiac as a pet.
Well, the thing is, I mean, as much as scary Brainiac is, Darkseid's always looking for the anti-life equation. What's all?
It's never too late to vote. Democrats 2020. All right, Brainiac says Undead Quinn. All righty. And let's see. This is a hard one. Yes, it is. Let's see. If they were in a close range fight, Darkseid would kick Brainiac's butt, but distance wise wins. Brainiac would win, says Tehillium. I don't know if that's a vote, but if you want to put your vote in, like, I vote this guy. Yeah, I make the best matches, says MK. Yeah, you predicted this one. People in. Okay, but yeah, we are voting for the best here. We talked about that, and I'm looking for the Okay, Brainiac, says Eric and Boyd. All righty. That is the who's who. Okay. Let's see.
I think Brainiac was more
example. Mr. DC says Darkseid wins.
I did like Brainiac on Krypton because he wasn't going against Superman, but he was going against people without powers.
Brainiac on Krypton looked freaking creepy, man. Like that was almost nightmarish the way he looked in Krypton. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten that far.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of those shows where I watched a few episodes and then lost it because it's on CW and I couldn't find it. It was before CW was showing all the stuff the next day.
Was it on CW? I thought it was.
No, it was sci-fi. It was sci-fi.
I thought it was CW. Okay, well, there you go. Maybe that was it. I kept looking for it on CW. Okay, kids, this is one of the closest battles that we had today.
Michael Ironside for the win. Says
February, yes. Only two votes separated them. And the winner is Brainiac. Okay, which brings us to Mr.
Pickles versus the Parasite.
Mr. Pickles!
Mr. Pickles versus the Parasite. I'm going to make this quick. I voted for him before. I'm voting for him again. It's
Parasite?
Pixel.
Pixel. Pixel. Mr. Pixels.
Professor Pixel.
Yes, I'm voting for Professor Pitalik.
That sounded worse. Man, it's just hard because I like both characters equally and they're both valid threats. But I have to go with, reading the post-crisis, that was the first time I read a story with Mr. Pitalik. And that was freaky. I said that Lex Luthor thing without Superman there. Superman has powers, but even he, fifth dimension powers. He has to trick him.
Mm-hmm.
But that one time, like you said, like it was just Lex Luthor versus, and Lex is like, you see, Lex was even sweating.
Yeah. He's
That's
scary
freaky.
guy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's like Joker with godlike powers.
Because
okay.
his assistant, how do you know you're gonna beat him? He's like, I didn't.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Mixelplick. Yeah, I mean, again, he's basically exactly like the classic Twilight Zone episode. The little boy, with the godlike, powers, and everybody's
Franklin Richards, evil.
Oh yeah, no, that's a really good thing that you did. And you don't want to be sent to the cornfield. Yeah.
All righty. Evil Black Cat.
I'll go with Mr. Mixie Spitlick over the Democrats.
All righty, Zach.
I gotta go Parasite. Mr. Pickles always annoyed me when he popped up in the cartoon or the comic books, because it's like, you're like a 5-year-old kid.
You hated Gilbert Gottfried?
Except for
I'm sorry for Gilbert Gottfried. All right, not Gilbert Gottfried, because the voice was incredible.
Yes,
but like anywhere else he pops up, like in video games or whatever, it's like, dude, you're an annoying 5-year-old kid. I have to trick you into saying your name. Parasite. I gotta go with Parasite.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Twits.
His animated
Twiddle. God dang it, Twiddle. Will you have a different name than my bird, please? Okay, it's Twitless.
Yeah, I'm gonna go same. Mr. Pickles, Mixel Picklick. I just for the same reasons. I think you can tell some very interesting stories, and they can be an interesting breath of fresh air from the normal kind of Superman fare. It's like, we have that episode. So
well, you get that crossover between you have Wally West racing against Superman. That was a cool story. So
yeah, we're gonna get a lot of "you're sitting on my shoulder" stories here.
We already have Prentice and Twiddle.
That's
now
right.
we have Twitless.
We have Prentice versus Twitless.
Okay,
Twiddle
so
versus
right
Twitless.
away, Tehillium says Mixel Pitalik. So this one is obvious. Mitzel political. Brainiac says what? Tough round, but Parasite is the biggest threat in comparison. Even with Mixed Pickles magic, Parasite gets the vote, says Maranya.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Mr. Mitzel Pitalik says DC Comics.
Identical, you're right.
Mim K says Parasite is cool, but I got to go with Mr. Mixie. Because he's unpredictable, so the vote goes to him. Vote Mixel Pitalik. Do it for Gilbert Gottfried. Oh, he's trying to sway the vote.
The whole bracket's biased now because everyone's going to vote for him because of Gilbert
Gottfried. Twin said Mr. Pitalik. Parasite. Why? Clit flick sigum. No, I'm gone.
I mean, yes, he's been tricked. He's been tricked by the Joker in that one story, and he was tricked by Lex. But once he learned how to lie and do all that stuff, that's when you don't know if he's telling the truth or not. That's freaky.
Eric and Boyd has a great point.
Parasite wins because I can at least pronounce his name.
There you go.
All righty. All righty. So this was, by the way, not a close battle, ladies and gentlemen. And Pixel moves forward into.
Oh no! I don't know. You know what? It's not really that hard if you think about it, though.
I don't have to think about it. That's why I'm putting my vote down for Brainiac right now.
No, and you can put my vote down for Mr. Mixelplick.
Okay. How about you, Bank?
Mitzelplick.
All righty.
Yeah, MK's right. Y'all are voting for Gilbert Gottfried, not Mixelplick.
I'm not voting for Gilbert Gottfried, but rest in peace.
All righty. We are down to Evil Black Cat here.
Brainiac.
All righty, Zach.
Brainiac. Give me the Space Terminator.
And
he's
Twids.
A Brainiac.
Brainiac. All righty. He's a Brainiac on the floor.
And he's braining
like he's never convulsed before.
Okay, so we are now sitting at 4-2, ladies and gentlemen. How do you vote? I need to see some votes here. Brainiac from Smokey Collects. All right. And let's see. We've got I'd love to see these two in a comic fight together, says Tehillium. But how would you vote here is the most important question. Tech versus magic, says Ed Brewer. But how would you vote, Mr. Ed? Rhaegar says Mitzelplick, or you hate comedy. Yeah. Blah,
You
blah,
know
blah,
what?
blah, blah,
You
blah,
guys
blah.
may you
How do
guys
you
voted,
really vote?
you guys are voting for Brainiac, but you realize that Mr. Mitzelplay could bring out
Okay.
1,000 Brainiacs if he wanted to.
Okay, Brainiac for the win, if for no other reasons than he's avenging an unfair trouncing of Parasite, says Maranya. All righty. Mixie, says Stahilium. BKB. What a random matchup. Mix just because Brainiac looks like he's doing hentai. Okay. Gilbert Godfrey died, so should Mr. Mitzelplick. I vote Brainiac, says here.
You don't tug on Superman's cape, and that's what he's doing.
And
That's true.
Gwen says Brainiac. All righty.
You don't spit in the
let's
wind.
see. Do we have anybody who hasn't voted yet? Now's the time to do it. I'll give you a few more seconds here, and then
like I said, Mr. Mitzelplick can create anything. He can create 1,000 Brainiacs if you're that scared about it.
Brainiac's a fun character. Hey, look, we all voted for him at some point in time. This is why the second rounds are harder.
Yeah,
because we already voted positively for both.
Right.
And that's what makes it okay. No more votes. So by 2, ladies and gentlemen, by 2 votes, it was Brainiac. It was 7-5.
All right, guys.
And that leads the final bracket. The big keys.
Cyborg Lex Luthor or just Lex Luthor?
This is where it comes right down
Lex
to
Luthor
it.
or Green Lex Luthor.
Yeah, Lex Luthor versus Robot Lex Luthor. That's not true.
Proxy vote for Gale. Brainiac, says Maranya. Cheating over there.
Wait, wouldn't I do that? I mean, as the husband, don't I have that right? By the way, and I just want to put this up.
Where's your work wife? Why isn't he voting?
Yeah, that's a
Whoa,
wow.
blackface.
Whoa, that's creepy.
Oh, yeah, I just noticed. I
Blackface
canceled.
Brainiac.
I put
Canceled.
Brainiac.
Absolutely canceled.
he's even got the oh gosh,
The hands and everything.
you had Black Sambo Brainiac there.
One of the
Like Mr.
best
Popo from
covers
Dragon Ball Z.
ever in Superman history, right there. Yes, Lex
Mentioned fine,
Luthor.
yeah.
This is the first team up, by the way, of Brainiac and Lex Luthor. That's one. Yeah, but one of the greatest covers.
I like their team up in the Justice League. That was fun.
Yeah. that was fun.
Alrighty, kids. But wait, no, I still got to share. How do I pop that back in?
Let me do it. Here, hold on.
There we go.
And then do it so it's like this.
There we go. All
There
right.
you go.
Nay.
Okay, so I'm voting on. Well, no, I'll let Twids vote.
All
Twids,
right.
Twitless. God damn it.
Gosh, this one is also super super hard. Oh man. You know what? My gut's telling me Skull Ship though. I still love me some Skull Ship. So
Okay.
Brainiac.
Okay, how
You just
about
want
you,
to drive
Zach?
the ship. That's all you want to do. You don't care about the character. You just want to drive the Skull Ship.
Who wouldn't want to drive the Skull
I know
Ship?
it's like,
Don't give me that
if
crap.
you got a choice between Skull Ship or Batmobile, you'd be like, "Ooh, I don't know."
Are you voting for Batman? I'm voting for the Batmobile.
Okay, Zach.
Oh man. Probably I'm gonna go Luthor because we talked about earlier how people try to put Superman more in outer space. Brainiac is more of a cosmic threat. Luthor, I feel, keeps him grounded on Earth more.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Luthor.
Okay. How about you, Evil Black Cat?
Luther.
All right. LK.
Oh, Luther again. For all the previous reasons, he's just the ultimate Superman villain.
There you go. RDV.
Luthor, because like I said, he can hide behind the law. Like you said, and all this stuff. He does for conversations. As far as he thinks Superman can always destroy stuff, but he can never pin it on him.
Yeah.
I'm going to vote, and I'm going to use the Joker excuse. Lex Luthor's a great freaking villain, but he's so used. So I'm going to go Brainiac on this one. I like him as a villain. I mean, both of them, we've established that. So, but when I'm talking about these two, I'm thinking I would like to see Brainiac stories over Lex Luthor stories for a while. So I vote Brainiac. Let me take this to the Let me take this.
Also, post-crisis Brainiac is not that great.
You
So
go.
it's kinda tainted it for me.
Eric says Lex Luthor. Alrighty, and
Can't argue with that.
MK says or Mr. DC says Luthor. Alrighty. And then Rhaegar says Luthor or Ecto Cooler flavored Lex Luthor.
You know what? Ecto Cooler. I like that.
Slitherclaw says Luthor. Alrighty. Tehillium, Lex over Brainiac. Love what Venditti did in Superman 78. Alrighty. Luthor takes the final round. Anything Brainiac can do, Luthor does better. And let's see.
The bald guy.
Ed says Apex Luthor, and Luthor, he's more based character, says Undead Quinn. I voted green Kool-Aid flavor Lex Luthor, says Rhaegar. Alrighty. Luthor says MK, and then Brainiac is to Smokey, just looks like a landslide. It is. MK says the bald guy. Right. You're voting for me, yay.
I mean,
I was leaning towards Brainiac, so I have to go with him, says
I've
Eric.
always looked at Luthor being kind of like Batman. He's like 2 steps ahead.
Alrighty, and MK, I already got your vote, and ladies and gentlemen, it was a landslide. I was wondering if this was really a contest, but it goes to Lex Luthor.
It couldn't have been anyone else.
But here's the bigger question: Batman and Laughs or Lex Luthor? Because we never put Batman and Laughs in there.
Freaking hate Batman. He's not a Superman villain. He's not a Superman villain. Get out of here.
But there you go. I thought that was fun. I like talking about comics and doing all that kind of stuff. I thought that was fun. I'm glad I didn't do it. I'm glad I didn't do more of one.
You forgot you can see deleted posts. Yes, StreamYard shows all. You make a mistake, you can't hide it.
No, I agree. Yeah. It's interesting when a comic book channel actually talks about comic book characters.
Right?
Right?
Hear that, drama?
When we talk about comics,
well,
politics.
Well, hey, speaking about comic book characters, why don't we finish off? What about Connor Hawke, everybody?
What about him?
It was announced he's asexual. Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? Seriously, it would be like me going, "Hey, that guy down the road over there that lives near me, he's gay," and you guys. Wait, what are you going to act like it affects your life? I'm sorry.
My thing is like, Connor Hawke. Who? What? Yeah. I know Roy, and I like Oliver. I don't need anybody else.
It's like Marvel. Marvel back in the 80s.
I posted on Twitter. I saw that. I said, basically, it's getting to the point now where every superhero in the big two is going to be somewhere on the LGBTQ. A XYZ plus minus spectrum because they're almost because basically at this point it's almost like they're equating, well, if you've got powers and you're a hero, then you have to be.
That explains the tights. Go figure. Well, thank you for being the only one that laughed there. I appreciate it. I don't care if he's asexual. Shut up and write a good story. I know, right?
That's it. Yeah.
That's what I've been saying for since this started. Is I've seen black people do things. I've seen gay people do things. I've seen women do things. You're not impressing me by the swapping and by the telling me of this because I'm not a bigot like the woke people are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Write good stories. Show them do something with it, and then okay, fine. And
I don't know about you, but I have never seen women do anything. What are you talking about?
Okay, you're right. I'm married. I've seen women tell me to do things.
Okay.
So Zach knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But did you remember to do any of those?
No, of course not. Okay, here's what you do. For you young people out there who eventually at some point in time will get married, you want to do 2 things really fast for your wife after you get married. 1, you want to cook your chili for her. And 2, you want to do the laundry. Okay, first of all, because 2 reasons. 1, you probably like your chili a hell of a lot spicier than she does. And you want to subtly screw up the laundry. I'm not talking about doing anything. Make sure that your good clothes aren't in the laundry when you're doing it. But you mess up her laundry and you will never have to do it again. Actively, Gail hates me doing the laundry just because I did it once 30 freaking years ago. She doesn't like me cooking because I like pepper in my food. Now, of course, she could think that, hey, could you cook this but not put so much pepper or hot sauce or anything like that into it? And I would say yes, but she didn't think that. Instead, she said, you're never doing that again. So what you really want to do is right away, you want to do those two things. Cook and laundry, you'll never have to do them again.
Here's one thing, though.
Slither, on the other hand, has it. I'm going to say no. Slither's saying separate blankets. Yes, she's going to try to steal it, but you want the same blanket. My thinking is you put a brick on your side so you can't roll it over. And the other thing is you want your own blanket because there is a non-violent punishment that you can give your wife. It's called a Dutch oven.
Oh gosh!
If she ever does anything bad,
That's not what I was thinking.
that's when
I was
fart
going to say
under
this:
the
if you're gonna,
covers, and then you cover her head with it.
number one rule, if you're married, if you decide to go out to get food or whatever, and then she says she doesn't want anything, you always bring back what she always
Get
likes from that place.
something anyway.
Because then she'll be like, "Oh, you know what? I changed my mind. Oh, you remembered. Oh, thank you anyway." Because it voids a fight.
Yeah, I have to be a mind. Like, my wife hates asking for stuff. She'll play around and like dance around asking for stuff. So if she says, "Hey, have you been by this coffee house or this restaurant recently?" That's my antenna goes up like, "Oh, she wants fries from that drive-in."
Well, yeah. And that's the thing. You got to pay attention to what she likes when you go to certain places. If you go to McDonald's, if she likes a certain thing, always remember to get that for her.
I do that actually.
Yeah.
Gail will tell him. I'll say, you know what? I'm going to go grab something to eat. Do you want anything? No. Okay, I'll pick it up anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I always do.
We were driving home from church, and my wife was she was like, "Hey, where's that burger place that you got food from last week?" I was like, "Oh, it's right around the corner here. Why? Do you want some of their fries again?" Because she really liked the fries. She's like, "Yeah." So we went by, and of course they were closed for Easter. So
We
she
found
got really mad at me.
We found a burger joint that does sweet potato fries, so I'm always being sent over there.
Nice.
But yeah, it's been when in the 90s, twice in a row, Gail, I said, I'm gonna go to Subway. This is when Subway was good. And she said she didn't want anything, so I got myself a sandwich. I bring it home, and she eats half of it. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not doing that anymore.
Can you read Miranda's comment?
You want a man bites dog kind of headline when it comes to comic book characters. Keep your heroes straight and no race, gender, sexuality swaps. That will blow minds harder than E under the bridge. Well, Maranya, under the bridge, I wasn't blowing minds.
Oh no!
Yeah. So the club place where if you have a list from all the restaurants, pay attention to it and just create a list, a post-it note on your phone. That's so then you have a cheat sheet, so you can look at it and say if you're like, oh crap, what did she like from that restaurant? Yep, the phone. It's right there.
I'm lucky because Gail says she wants to go to a certain restaurant, but what she really means is I want this certain food. She never orders different things from like if we go. I know what she wants, no matter what restaurant we go to.
And that's what saves your life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Speaking of, Gail's home. Love you, Gail. You're perfect. We're not talking about you at all.
Nope.
Y'all don't have a list.
We're always talking about you. Pleasant things.
Yeah,
pleasant things.
Pleasant things. Yes.
Why would you not talk about your wife and just break out how awesome she is?
Yeah.
All right, kids. Let's call this because Gail's home and Batman just showed up on HBO and we were gonna watch it tonight.
Oh, so. it was up earlier there. But,
yeah, I know, but my window is on one side of the wall and my TV's on the other. So sometimes during the day there's and Batman being a dark movie.
You don't want to have the sunlight on.
Yeah, let's wait until tonight, and we'll.
It's on brand. Watch Batman at night. It'd be kind of weird to watch.
Yeah, right. I broke you again.
So it's 11. It's midnight by you. You're going to bed at 3.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. I'm gonna watch that movie until it's done. Gail might fall asleep earlier, but I'm gonna watch it. I don't want to let her fall asleep though. I've been bugging her about this so much though. I know she's gonna like it though, because she likes crime movies and detective stories, murder movies. And I told her this is more.
I just thought of something. You know what, Riddler guy? He's onto something. I like those traps. No,
Yeah,
Gail. No,
right.
no.
Y'all ignore E's advice on Dutch ovens because your wife's revenge for that is worse. You know, Gail is. Hey, honey, how you doing?
That elbow when she's sleeping, right in the ribs.
Yeah.
We're talking about couples farting.
Welcome to the most.
I said nothing. No, I didn't say anything about you. That they're talking about it. I was just Slither Claus said that you should get separate blankets for you and your wife. I said no because the Dutch oven is a great nonviolent punishment. Yes.
It's actually quite nice if you live up in the north here.
Yeah. No, her revenge will be sulfurous ovens.
If you live up in the northern states during winter, it's actually nicer because it keeps you warm longer.
Oh my goodness gracious! I don't know about
Quick,
you.
someone super chat $5 so we can see E get beaten up online.
No BLT, I know, right?
I wasn't even at work.
You know what? I hear your mouth moving, but no excuses.
You know what?
I don't want excuses. I want reasons, and that's not a good enough reason.
Yeah, E's going to become the character from that comic book Hit Me. You know, we were going to pay. Yeah, let's hit him.
Oh, they're just talking about the hole I'm digging here. Okay, kids, thanks for hanging out.
You're in the Grand Canyon.
I hope you had a good time picking the villains for Superman, hearing us rant about the 6 reasons writers can't write Superman anymore, and
no BLT for Angle Team.
Bitching for 20 minutes about a 1.5 minute preview. You kids have a great time. I don't know what's going on the next few days. I do know me and Eric got together to talk about the most dickish Superman comic book covers. And that's going to be a video that will be released tomorrow. I'll try to have it around 9. If not 9, it'll be 3. So check that out. We had a great time joking about them. I hope you have a good time with it. Already I did I talked about Harley Quinn's costumes. I ranked them, and we did a great live stream last night that apparently ended up going to Sports Ball. Sorry for leaving you with them.
You know what? We had 15 people going all the way to the end.
Oh, that's nice.
Cool. So there's love for sports. As I just sat there, you would do like, all right, look at my phone.
Multiple people said, oh, hey, it'd be great if Breen and LK did a weekly sports show. So yeah, we'll see.
I don't do anything Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Okay, so there you go.
Speaking of Tuesday nights, so
you do
for the Geeky Puppet Show. They do where we and Zach do the top 5 over there.
All right.
Top 5 books from our pull lists for the week. Starts at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, you kids have a great time, and thank you very much